Hi everyone, welcome back to this channel and welcome to this complete ConvertKit tutorial. If you have been looking for a step-by-step training that is going to show you how to actually set up ConvertKit from the start to the finish, you're actually in the right place. So we are going to be seeing how you can set up ConvertKit from the beginning up all the way until how to create automation, sequences, broadcast forms, pop-up forms, and even how to embed it on your website. We're also going to see how to create automation run and how to organize your subscribers inside of your ConvertKit account. In this masterclass, we are going to be building a full email marketing system together, and we're not just going to be exploring the features, but we are going to understand how everything connects together inside of ConvertKit, so you can be able to use ConvertKit confidently for your own business. We're going to start from the basic by understanding the dashboard, and we'll see how ConvertKit also works as a platform. Then we're going to move into subscribers management, where we're going to learn how to create tags, segments, and custom fields that will help you organize your audience properly. And after that, we will see how to create forms and landing pages so that you can begin collecting leads on your website or from your emails or from wherever you want. We'll also see how you can be able to send broadcasts and how you can be able to send one-time campaigns to your audience. And from there, we are going to be seeing how to also build email sequence. You can be able to automate welcome email, nurture email, and even your sales journey inside of your ConvertKit account. We're also going to be looking at automation rules and understand how they work differently from visual automation inside of ConvertKit, because I have noticed that this is one of the areas of ConvertKit that people get confused, the difference between rules and automation. And by the end of this tutorial, you will understand how to structure your own ConvertKit account and how to send smarter email instead of just sending random emails, and even how to be able to build a system that supports long-term audience growth inside of your ConvertKit account. So whether you're a coach, whether you're a creator, or whether you're a consultant, or even a business owner, even if you're someone that is managing email marketing for clients, this training is going to give you a very strong foundation on how to set up your ConvertKit account. So before we get started, do not forget to subscribe to this channel and also like this video and also share to every ConvertKit account user you know out there. And also, we have a goal to reach 1,000 subscribers by the end of this year, and you are one of those people that can make that happen for us. So subscribe to this channel and also like this video, and let's get started. Now, before we get started, we need to go in and type in kit.com, and when you type in kit.com, you are going to go into the website for ConvertKit, and as you can see, we are currently on the website. So before we start creating any platform, let us see what ConvertKit is. ConvertKit is an email marketing platform that helps you to collect subscribers. It helps you to send emails. It helps you to create and send automated email sequences. It builds landing pages, and it organizes your audience in a smart and flexible way. So ConvertKit use a tag-based system which you can use to be able to track in the subscriber behavior and send more personalized email. So instead of sending messages to everyone, ConvertKit allows you to be able to send the right message to the right people. So basically, ConvertKit is just a simple email marketing platform, and it is actually quite popular in the email marketing platform space. And if you're a coach or if you're a creator, ConvertKit is the best email marketing software out there for you. So you can go into convertkit.com and you can see everything that they have to offer. As you can see here, they said you can get more subscribers by using their landing pages, their form. You can also send beautiful emails. You can automate your work. You can and on autopilot by using the digital products. And also, when you come into the features, also you can see all of the features that they have in ConvertKit. And when you go into the pricing plan, you can also see all of the pricing plan that is available for you. So in ConvertKit, we have the free plan, which is the newsletter plan, and as you can see, it has all of this that you can be able to do inside of ConvertKit. So one thing to note is that if you have the free plan, you can only create one automation. You can create unlimited email broadcast and everything. And if you come to the creators plan, which is the most popular one, as you can see, it is $33 per month, but it is because it is on the yearly basis. So if we put this off, if we put the yearly off and we go into monthly, as you can see, it went from 33 to 39. And also you need to note that this is only for 1000 subscribers. So if you have more than 1000 subscribers in your email list, I want to check for the particular subscribers that you have. As you can see, as the subscribers increases, the price also increase. So you want to make sure that you pick the best plan that is available for you, and you also want to check the pro plan if you want, where you can be able to see the cost per subscribers also. As you can see, we currently have $139 per month, which is also on the monthly basis. But if we're checking this for yearly basis, we can see that we have $75 per month. So you have to make sure to think critically about if ConvertKit is going to be a particular email marketing platforms that you'll be taking into the future, because you do not want to start with a pro minimal plan and in the future you have to start migrating to another tool. Migrating takes a lot of time, it wastes a lot of time, money and effort, and we do not want that. And as you can see, under the creator plan, we can create unlimited automations, we can do A and B tests. We can also see in the pro plan, we have the unlimited users. You can add as much as users you want. We have the insights dashboard, we have the deliverability reporting, and you can also check the where you can be able to compare and contract a lot of the features that they have to offer. As you can see in the free plan, we have landing pages, we have the list growth and everything. But when it comes to Facebook audience, it is not available in the other two plan except for pro. You can also see the subscribers management, you can see the campaigns you can send by using each of these plans. You can also see where you can be able to automate your work and see what can be done. You can also see where you can be able to monetize your contents, your product, where the digital product that you've created. You can also see the particular plan that is going to work for this. Okay, so that is for the pricing. And when we also come to the use cases, you can see the particular use cases they have inside of ConvertKit, the ones for artists, the ones for bloggers, authors. They have a lot of use cases which you can be able to take a look at if you fit in inside any of this. So if you're a coach, you can also see how that is going to fit in for you, because ConvertKit, as you know, in the marketplace of email marketing, it is very, very promoted for coaches and consultants and course creators. So you can also check in for the use cases for coaches to see how that is going to work for you. And we have the resources that they also have to offer, the blogs where you can be able to read. They have the kids studios where you can be able to see the studios for kids creator. You can see all of this, and if you are done checking it out, you can start a free trial. When you click on start a free trial, it is going to take you to the page where it is going to ask you to fill in your email and your details. And when you put in these details and you set in your password, it is going to create an account for you. And it is also going to ask you various questions like the name of your organization, your name. It's going to ask you for your phone number. It's going to ask you for all of the details. Just put in all of those details, and if you're able to skip some of them, you can also skip and just go into your dashboard. Okay, so now that we are in our dashboard for kids, as you can see, I created this account yesterday, and that is why it is saying it has 13 days left. And you can also upgrade if you want. If you do not want to use the free trial, you can upgrade, but I advise that you start with the free trial first to see how it is going to work for your business before you start upgrading. You do not want to waste your money and your resources, and at the end of the day find out that ConvertKit was not right for you. So you can start with the free trial to get familiar with the software and see how it is going to work for your own personal business. So as you can see, under the growth plan, we have where you can be able to create subscribers. You can create the creator profile if you're a creator. You can also set up landing pages and form. You can also set up recommendation. This is for the creators network. And we have under the send, we have where you can be able to send a broadcast. A broadcast is just like a campaign, an email campaign that you send to your subscribers. We have the sequence where you can be able to create multiple emails, and you can make sure that those emails goes out automatically at a particular time, and it is automated. We also have email templates where you can be able to set up email templates and start using them for every of your emails. We also have the snippets where you can be able to create reusable blocks of content. We have the hand part where you can be able to create digital products and sell to people. You can also create tip jar where you can be able to create a jar where people can be able to tip you. We also have the paid recommendation. We have the payouts where you can see all of the payouts that came in from whatever product you're selling. And when you go to the help, you can see their AI assistant, you can see the documentation that is already created for you to set up your kit account step by step. They have the creator university where they have in-depth courses for creators that want to get started with kits. We also have the community where you can be able to connect with different creators so that they can also get to see what you are doing inside of kits. And if you come over to this place, you are going to see your settings tab, and you can see where you can be able to upgrade. And when you click on the settings also, it is going to take you to this page where you can be able to do all of these settings for your own particular account. So for the login details, as you can see here, we can be able to upload a profile picture. You can see your name over here, and you can edit and change your name and update it if you want. You can see the login email. You can also change your password if you're in here if you want. You can set up the 2FA, the multi-factor authentication, just to make sure that your account is secured, so that if anyone logs in into your account, you're going to be receiving a code for them to be able to access your account. This is just to like safeguard your account. And when you go to the notification settings, you can see all of the notifications that can be sent in ConvertKit. You can see the account summary, you can see the subscribes, you can also see the purchases, you can see the cancellation, or whichever one works for you. So you can set up all of this notification, and you can say you want it to go be sent out to you weekly or monthly. Pick whichever option works for you. So we have the general one, the general settings, where you can be able to set up your business name. If you do not want to use your name, you can actually change this name and you can put in your own business name. So you have the saved color. If you have a color that you're using for your business, you can be able to add in the color code in here, just to like save this for your brand assets. And you can also add different links in here, where you can be able to add maybe the link to your website, or you can add a link to your YouTube channel, or the link to your Instagram page. All of those links that you might be using in your campaigns, you can add all of these links here. So when you add all the links that you want to add, you can just click on save, and that is going to save that for you. And when you come over here to the emails, as you can see here, we have the email address, which is my Gmail address, which is already confirmed. But since this is a free account, you can also add in your own domain. So to add in your own domain, you can add a from address, whereby you can be able to add the particular address that you're using for your own business, your own domain. And when you add that in, you'll be able to verify your own domain. We'll be saying that in a minute. You can also change your default time zone, and this is going to mean that your email campaigns is going to be sent at this particular time. So instead of using Eastern time, US or Canada, you can actually pick the particular time zone that is available for your own country. So that means if you are using Central time, you can pick that. If you are using West African time, you can also pick that. You can also set up your time if you want to. Okay, you can also set up the time where you can be able to like send email campaigns. You can also override this if you want, but this is just like a default time and time zone that is available in Mailchimp. But if you start sending your campaigns, you can override it if you want. Then for your mailing address, you can change this if you want, and you can also put in your own actual address. You can also decide that you want to turn on the unsubscribe survey, where people can be able to see the survey. To if they click on unsubscribe, they can be able to see the survey, and they can answer series of questions before they unsubscribe from your list, just to like get an idea of how or why people are leaving our email campaign or leaving our email list. So when you're done with all of this, you click on save changes, and when you click on save changes, it is going to save all of those changes for you. And when you come back into domain here, as you can see, ConvertKit has given me a domain already, but I can decide to add in my own domain if I want. So you can decide to connect your own existing domain, or you can buy a new domain from ConvertKit. And when you click on buy a new domain, it is going to take you to the page where you can be able to buy a new domain for your own business. But if you have a particular domain that you are using, you can just click on connect an existing domain, and it's going to ask you for the domain address, and you can choose the particular landing page you want to add this domain for. So that is for the domain. When you come into commerce here, you can be able to connect your Stripe for you to be able to start selling your digital products inside of ConvertKit. You can also see your accounts and billing, where you can be able to say the particular plan you are in. You can also see how you can be able to upgrade, and you can delete your Kit account from here if you do not want to use Kit again. You can also see the team menu where you can be able to invite a team member, or you can also add in another team member that you have. And when you click on invite a team member, it is going to allow you put the name of the team member and the email address of the particular team member, and you can choose to add them as an admin or to add them as an editor. So whichever one you want to do, you can pick that option. And when you click on invite, it is going to send an email to that particular person and it's going to invite them into ConvertKit. So they will be able to set up their own ConvertKit account in from their end, and they will be added as a user inside of your own ConvertKit account. So that is for team. And when you click on advanced, you can see the affiliate link. You can also see the developer where you can be able to get your API key. You can get your API key, and you can also build an app if you want. We are going to be starting with the basics of ConvertKit, and we all know that the basis of any email marketing software out there is the subscribers. If there is no subscribers inside the email marketing software, the email marketing software is not going to work as it should. So since the basis of every email marketing software is the subscribers, as you can see, you can find the subscribers when you click on grow and you go inside of subscribers. Is going to take you to this page where you can be able to add in your first subscriber. So you can decide that you only want to add one person, and you can add in their name. You can also add in the email for the person. And when you add that, you can then click on next. So let's add in Emma. And let's use this email for my email address. And when you click on next, okay, so it's going to ask you if you want to add it to a tag, or if you want to add to a tag, you can select the particular tag you want to use. And also you can add to sequences, you can add to form, which you can be able to pick the particular form you want to use, which you want to add this particular contact to. And you can also add to sequences if you created sequence. But since we've not done any of this, we are just going to take off all of these, and we are going to click on finish, and that is going to bring in our contact inside of ConvertKit. And as you can see, the contact has been added in here with the name and the email address. When we click on that, we'll be able to see this particular contact in here. And if you want to add any particular field, you can also do that and click on save. We'll be seeing that in a minute. So we want to do something whereby if you have multiple contacts, it is very unrealistic for you to start putting those contacts one by one. So when you click on add subscribers, you can add one subscriber, you can import your CSV file, or you can even migrate from another provider if you want. If you have about 100 contacts, it is very unrealistic for you to start bringing them one by one, and that is where the import CSV comes in. And now if you want to import the CSV file, we just click on the import CSV file, and we can be able to import our particular Excel file that has all our contacts and the contact details. So we have this dummy file here whereby we have the first name, the email, the phone, and all of these things. We are going to be bringing them into ConvertKit. Okay, so in our file here, when we come back to this file, we can see the different custom fields that we need to create inside of ConvertKit. So to do that, you're going to go back into your ConvertKit account, and you're going to click on any of the subscribers that you currently have. And when you click on that, you can be able to add field from here. You can also add field from your forms if you want, but we want to add it from here. So when we click on add field, we can then be able to start adding each of the field we want to add. So one thing about ConvertKit is that there is nothing like maybe you want to add in a currency field like the way most CRM work. You just need to put the name of the field, and you click on save, and that is going to save that particular field. So let's say we want to add a field and we want to name it last name. And when we click on save, that is going to save this particular field. And as you can see, the field has been created here, and you can start labeling and start adding different things for this field. So the same thing applies when we want to create email. We already have the field for email, so we don't need to create the email field inside of ConvertKit. But then we want the one for phone where we want to see the phone number. So we are just going to copy this, and we're going to come back into ConvertKit, and we're going to click on add field, and we are going to paste the field over here, and we're going to click on save. And that is also going to save the phone field. When we come back into this Excel file, we can also see here where we can be able to add in job title. We can add in the company name and all of this. So let me add in all of them so we can see how that is going to work. Okay, so now I have added in all of this custom field, and as you can see, all of it has been added in here. So all of this custom field that are currently inside of this Excel file are now created inside of ConvertKit. So one thing about ConvertKit is that it does not really separate the type of field. You know, in most email marketing platform, you can be able to pick if the field is a currency field, or if it is a if it's a radio button, or if it is a checkbox or a drop down. But ConvertKit does not actually do that. It just allows you to put the name, and you can put whatever it is for that particular field. You can fill in whatever it is inside that field. Yeah, so that's the difference between that and ConvertKit. And if you come over here, you can see the source, you can see all of this UTM tracking. You can also see where how the particular contact subscribe, and you can also add in a tag. So to add in a tag for this contact, you can just click here. It's going to show you all of the current tag that you currently have. And if you do not have a tag, you can just put in anything. Let's say we want to name this new lead. If we want to name this new lead, we can then click on create new lead, and that is going to create that tag for us. And you can click on add tag, and that is going to add the tag for this particular contact. You can also decide to block this contact if you want. You can decide to unsubscribe them, and you can also decide to delete them if you want. So when you are done, you can then go back into your subscriber page. And as you can see here, we can also add in segments, we can add in tags, we can also add in products. So we can also create folders and say that I want to put in different tags, different segments, or different products, want to organize them in one place. So that is where the folder comes in. And if you want to add in multiple tags, you just click on add tag. You can be able to add up 50 tags in the free trial. So let's add multiple tags, and let's see how that is going to look. So to add in the particular tag, we just click on the box, the plus icon, and we can be able to type in whatever it is we want. So it is, let's say we want to type in lead, then we can type in lead, and we click on save, and that is going to save that. We can also type in maybe an unsubscribed contact. We can also click on save, and tags just allows us to be able to label a particular contact. So if we add that particular label to certain contacts, we can see where those contacts are coming from, or we can be able to understand certain conditions or the reasons why we place that tag on them. So for instance, if you want to see everybody coming in from YouTube, you can add in a tag for each of these contacts, and you can name that tag YouTube leads. You can also call the people coming from Instagram, you can label them Instagram leads. Just set this up however fits into your sales process. So after adding all of the tags you've added, you can then click on save, and to see all of the tags also, you can also see each of them in here, and you can also see the number of contacts that are in that particular tag. As you can see, for new lead, we only have 1 contact, and for the remaining tags, we have 0 contacts. We can also decide to add in new segments, and when we click on segments here, we can be able to add in a segment name, and we can be able to create certain conditions for each of the segments. So the first thing we can do is to add the segment name. You can create a segment, and you can say that you want to see everybody that are interested in CRM, or you want to see everybody that is interested in email marketing. So you can be able to create the segment for each of these. So let's say we want to create a segment, and we want to see for everyone that is coming in inside Okay, so we can also create a segment where we put in the name and everything. But before we create a segment, let us try and import our contact to see how we can be able to create the different segments. So to import contacts, we are going to come into the add subscribers, and after making sure that you've added in all of the custom fields you want to add, you can then click on import CSV, and you can be able to drag and drop your CSV inside of this box here. So let's go back into our dummy file, and we are going to click on file, and we are going to click on download. So you have to make sure that you are downloading in the Excel format by using the Microsoft Excel, or by using the CSV format. You have to make sure that it is any of these two. If you download it in any other format, it is not going to work inside of your Mailchimp account. So you want to make sure you use any of these two, sorry. So let's use CSV, and when we click on CSV, as you can see, it has already saved in our CSV file here. So we come back into ConvertKit, and we can be able to drag and drop this inside of this place. And when you drag and drop that, as you can see, it has added in the custom fields from the Excel file, and we can see where we can be able to map it to the to the kit field, the ConvertKit field, we can be able to see where we want to map each of them into. So when we click on the first name here, as you can see, you can map to the first name, and when you click on the do we have last name? Yeah, so when you click on last name here, you can also map to the last name the on the kids field. So we map to last name, and email is also going to be mapped to email. Yep. So phone is also going to be mapped to phone, and job title is also going to be mapped to job title, and we have company name. Okay, so as you can see, all of this has been mapped to each other, and you can see over here from the first name up until the webinar attended, all of those fields, the one coming from the file has been mapped with the ConvertKit field. So you have to make sure that you do not make mistake in this part, because if you map the wrong field to another wrong field, you are going to get a very bad data coming in inside your ConvertKit account, and it can be very confusing. So you have to make sure that you are mapping the correct field to each other, and it is also going to show you the sample data here that is coming from the file, so you can see the correct thing that you are mapping. So when you are done with mapping all of this, you are going to click on next, and when you click on next, it is going to ask you if you want to identify all of this imports in a tag. So we can identify all of this imports and say we want to name this YouTube contacts. So let's say we want to identify them with a new tag, and we can also decide to add to a tag if we want. We can also name this YouTube lead. We can name this new lead. You can add in whatever tags you want to add for this particular contact. You can also decide to add to a form, but since we do not have a form, we cannot choose that, and we also do not have a sequence. We'll be seeing how to do that. So when you click on add to sequence, you are saying that all of this contacts is going to be starting whatever sequence that you've created, and those series of emails are going to be sent to them. So when you are done, you click on start import, and that is going to start your import, and you can be able to see here where it is going to tell you that your import is going to be done in a few minutes, and you can close this tab and do all of other things inside of your ConvertKit account. So when you come back in here, when you wait for a little while, like maybe not even up to a minute, you are going to see all of your contacts inside of this place. Okay, so as you can see, our contact has been imported in here. Our 20 contact has been imported, but it is going to take this for a while to like fit into the system. So we can also see the particular contacts, each of them. You can see, you can click on it, and it's going to take you to the contact page where you can be able to see each of these contacts. You can see their details. You can see if everything is mapped in correctly. You can also decide to change in all of these things. If you feel like there are some things that are wrong and you want to change some of them, you can just change whatever it is you want to change and click on update subscriber, and it is going to update that particular subscriber. You can also see all of the tags that have been added in here, and if you want to delete the subscriber, you can also do that. So if you go back to the subscriber page, you are also going to be able to see the new contact. You are going to see the total contacts. Yeah, we are also going to see the engagement level, the emails that were sent, the recipients. You can see people that opened, you can see people that clicked and unsubscribed. You can also see your deliverability rates to see the emails that were sent and the ones that was clicked also. You can also check in for purchases to see the number of people that purchased your product, and you can also see your unsubscribes inside of this particular page. So that is how to import contacts inside of ConvertKit. As you can see, it is very simple and straightforward. All you need to do is just click on add contact and use import CSV. If you also want to migrate from different other email marketing platform, you can do that. You can import from ActiveCampaign, from Beehive, from GetResponse, and all of this. You can pick whichever one if you are migrating from them, and if you want to migrate into ConvertKit, and ConvertKit is going to take you through how you can be able to migrate your data from this particular software to ConvertKit. Okay, so when we go back into the subscriber page, we are going to see in here where we can also so it has updated this, and as you can see, it has been updated by ConvertKit. So all of our subscribers, we have 21 of them. We can also create a new folder where we can be able to add in let's say we want to add in a folder here, then we can add in different tags that fit into this folder, just to have those particular set of tags and segments in one place so that you don't have everything scattered all over. So you can say that maybe every tag that has to do with YouTube, every segment that has to do with YouTube, or even product that has to do with YouTube products, you can add them to this particular folder and you can be able to access them from the folder. It is easier for you to find our way. You can also create segments, and if you want to create segments inside of ConvertKit, you click on the add segment, and when you click on add segment, you can be able to add the segment name, and we can say that we want to check in for social media leads. So let's say we want to name this segment social media leads, and we can say that this should be matching all of the conditions we are about to put in, or you should be matching any of them, or you should match none. So what this means is that if we set different filter group or filters, we want to make sure that if we're using any, we are saying that any of this condition can be fulfilled before anybody enters into the segment. And if we're saying all, we are saying that all of these conditions must be fulfilled before they can enter into the segment. So that means if only one is fulfilled out of 3 conditions, they are not going to be coming inside of the segment until the 3 of the condition set has been fulfilled. So the last one is the none, where we are saying that none of this condition, if none of this condition is fulfilled, then they can be able to enter into the segment. So let's see how we can be able to use each of them. When we click on add filter, we can decide I want to check in for all of these things. We can check in for custom fields, we can check in for email address, we can check in for subscription dates, we can check in for distance from a city or distance from a postal code, we can check within a segment or if they are subscribed to. We can say that if they're subscribed to a form or they're subscribed to a product or a tag, we can also add in that filter. If we are going to be using custom field where we're able to like check in for the different fields that we just imported in, we can say if the custom field, if the lead status is maybe open, or the life cycle stage is lead, or if the service interest is email marketing or CRM, you can set this filter however you want. But one thing you need to make sure to do is that you know the particular thing you are working towards to, because you have to make sure that you are not making mistakes with this segment. Also, you have to make sure that you determine first what exactly you are creating this filter for, or who exactly is fitting this criteria. Then you can be able to set up this particular segment. So we can say that if the life cycle stage is lead, we want them to be able to come inside of this segment. So we can say if it is exactly lead, or if it contains lead, or if it is greater than, if you are using a number field, or you can use if it is less than, whichever one you want. So we can say if it is exactly, if our lead cycle stage is exactly lead, we can also add this. We just need to click on add filter, and that is going to add a particular filter for us. We can also decide to add in a filter group, and as you can see here, we have the hand, and that means both of these must be fulfilled first. We're adding another filter group, and both of this must be fulfilled. That is the meaning of the hand. If you only want to use all, you have to make sure to just stay with one of these and just use this. So we are saying that if the life cycle stage is lead, and if they are coming from a particular lead source, maybe they are coming from Instagram or they are coming from YouTube, you can also add that filter in here. You can just pick in the custom field. You can say the custom field you want to use is lead source detail, and we are saying that if the lead source is exactly YouTube, or if it contains YouTube, just put in, you can say if it is YouTube or if it is Google, just put in whatever it is you want, and you can add that filter in here. So when you add in that filter here, you can also see that we can add in another filter group if you want. So we can even say that we want to, instead of adding another filter group, we want to use the first condition we just did here, and we want to add in another filter for this particular group. We can say if the life cycle stage is lead, and if the email marketing, if the email address is maybe contains Gmail or contains .com, whatever it is you want to use, you can also use that, and you can click on add filter, and that is also going to add that particular thing. As you can see, it is using the whole. So if you add in another filter, it will also be whole. And you can say that if they are subscribed to maybe a form, or you can also check in for let's say if they are within a city or a country, or let's say we want to select all. Okay, we only have European Union. So let's say the subscription date, if they subscribed to any of our lists, maybe before today, which is April 22nd, we can also do that. So we can just click on add filter, and that is also going to add this filter. We can also come back to the second group that we created, and we can also add in filters for this second group. We can also say something like if the first name is containing something, or if the last name is containing something, or if the custom field, we can say if the custom field, maybe let's say that the webinar attended, let's say the webinar attended is exactly yes, or you can say if the lead source is this, or if the particular estimated due amount is greater than $1,000. Just do this however you feel is best for you. And when you click on add filter here, as you can see, it has added the filter for this group. So now let me explain this hand and horse so you can be able to understand, because I see that a lot of people make mistakes when it comes to creating segments. When it comes to the hand and horse, it is very confusing, but I will try my best to explain how you can be able to use it. So in this stage now, we have these three filters here, and for this three filter, as you can see, it is showing her here, and this all means that this or this or this can be fulfilled for this first stage, and when any of this is fulfilled, they can come into the segment. And the and here means that when any of this is fulfilled and any of this is fulfilled, they are going to be coming into the segment. Okay. Let's pause for a minute. The first filter group, which is three of this, one of this must be fulfilled, and one of this must also be fulfilled before they can enter into the segment. So that means if any of this is not fulfilled, but one of this is fulfilled, they are not going to be entering into the segments because of this hand. This hand is a condition that is binding both of this and this. It is binding them in such a way that one of these has to come in, or one of these filters has to be done, and this one of these has to be done also before they can enter into this segment. And the or also means that you do not need to fulfill all of those conditions here before you can be able to enter. You just need one of this. That is the meaning of the or. So when you are done with all of this, you can also click on save, and when you click on save, that is going to filter your it's going to create your um segments. And as you can see, we have social media leads here, and it is only one person that is fulfilling this because of all of the various criteria we've set for this particular contact. So you can create different segments and just pick in whatever you want. So you can even say that you want to check in for cold leads, or you want to check in for leads that have not been engaging with your contacts for the last maybe 6 months. Let's say cold leads. So you can say if it is matching all, or if it is matching any of these, you can just add a filter here. And also they have the filter for the code subscribers already. You can add that filter if you want, or you can create another filter group where you can say or you can even say if they are within a particular segment, or you can even say that if they are code subscribers and they are from a particular region, or maybe they are code subscribers and they are from maybe a particular social media platform. You can do this however you want, and when you are done, you just click on save, and you are going to be able to see all of the contacts that are in there. We currently do not have any code leads, so we are just going to leave it at that. Okay, we've seen how to create tag, we've seen how to create segments. So now if we go over here and we try to create a folder, you can create a folder where you can be able to add in multiple tags to this folder. You can also add in multiple segments to this folder. You can also add in products after you've created your product, and you just add in the folder name, and you can be able to put all of this inside this folder. So you can create a folder for YouTube, you can create a folder for Instagram, just to be able to put the different segments and different tags inside of this folder. Okay, so that is for subscribers. And when we go back into the subscribers page over here, we can see the engagement, we can see the unsubscribe. We've seen that already. So if you come over to the landing pages and form, let's see how we can be able to create a form inside of our ConvertKit account. So to create a form, you are going to go into the grow menu, and when you click on the grow menu over here, you can click on landing pages and form, and that is going to take you to the place where you can be able to create a landing page, or you can create a form. So you can watch their demo to see how this is going to look like the particular tutorial to take you through how to create a form. But that is what we are doing now, so let us just create it. So when we click on create form, this is going to take us to this place where we can be able to add different formats for our form. We can say we want to create an inline form, or want to create a modal form, or want to create a form that is going to slide in, or we can say we want to create a sticky bar form that is just going to stick on a particular landing page. So let's say we want to use the popular one, which is the inline. You can be able to see the different templates that they have, and you can be able to select any of these templates. They have amazing templates that you can actually pick from. So let's pick from anyone. So let's use this. We can click on choose, and when you click on choose, that is going to select your template for you. So in this template, as you can see, it is very simple, it is very minimalistic. You can even add in other custom fields if you want. You can select the particular custom field you want to use, and you can say you want to check in for the first name, or you can even drag in the last name. You can drag and drop this. You can even change this and say something like subscribe to our channel today. So when you add that text, as you can see here, you can also change the color of this text. You can use red, you can use blue, you can use whatever color code you have for your brand assets. You can also change the font size. You can increase it, you can reduce it, you can do however you want for this particular size. You can use bold, or you can use normal, you can use whatever works for you. So let's use bold, and we can also say that for this field, we can also change this to maybe the first name, and we can also decide to change this label, and we can say something like, what is your first name? Instead of just writing first name, you can say something like, what is your, so you can say what is your first name, and that is going to add that particular field. As you can see, instead of using first name, we can add in this particular question in here. So we can make this required, and if we are making it required, that means they have to fill that particular field before they can be able to submit this particular form. You can delete this field if you want, and as you can see, the font color is over here. You can change the font color to whatever color you want inside of your form. You can also change the border color. Instead of using this, you can use color blue, you can use color black, you can use color whatever it is you want to use. You can just go ahead and use it. So when you change that, you can also see the font weight, where you can be able to use bold, or you can use normal for the font. You can also add in multiple fields over here. So instead of adding the first name and the last name, you can even ask for the job title. You can ask for the company name. You can pick whatever it is you want, and if you want to make it required, just click on required. So to add in another custom field, we can just click on this plus button here. We can be able to pick the particular custom field we want to add. So let's look for the last name, and we can add the last name here. And remember that you can drag and drop this, and adjust it however you want. So for this image, we want to change this image. You're just going to click on this. So to change this image, you're going to come to the general style, and when you click on the general style, you can click on edit, and this is going to take you to the place where you can be able to edit this image. But we do not want to edit the image, we want to change it. So we click on replace, and that is going to take us to this place where we can be able to select multiple images we want to use. You can also click on upload, where you can be able to upload the particular image you want to use. Just click here, and it's going to take you inside of your computer, where you can be able to upload the particular image you want to use for this form. So let's just pick one from Unsplash. You can also use from Instagram, but you need to log into your Instagram for you to be able to do this. So if you pick Unsplash, we can also select whatever image they have in here. So let's just pick one random image we can use. Let's use this. So you can select that particular image, and when you add that image over here, as you can see, it has added in, and we can click on this send me the guide, where you can be able to change this font or change the text. Instead of saying send me the guide, you can say subscribe now, since we want them to subscribe. So subscribe now. We can also decide to change the background color for this particular button. We can also change the font color. Instead of using red, we can use black. We can use, you can pick whatever color you want, and we can also edit this privacy text. Instead of saying we respect your privacy, unsubscribe at any time, we can say something like thank you for considering, or we respect your privacy and we promise we will not spam you. Just writing whatever privacy policy you want to add in there. You can also change the color font of this, and instead of using that, you can use black. You can use whatever color font you want. And we have this build with kit. You can decide to take it off if you do not want it inside of your form. So when you are done with all of this, you can preview this to see how it is going to look like on your website, or it is going to look like when people come in here. When you exit the preview here, you can also see the report, and the report is just going to, oh no, I need to save first. So we clicked on save and publish, and when we come inside here and we check in with reports, we can see the number of visitors we have on this form. We can see the subscribers, we can see the conversion rate, we can see all of this. And when we go back to content, we can also see the settings in here, where we can see what is going to show up when people put in their details, like the success message that is going to show up when they submit their details. We can also see the domain name for this particular form. We can also pick in a custom domain that we've added in our settings, and we can also add this particular URL. So let's just change this to CRM instructors. Then we click on add, and that is going to add that. Okay, so when we click on save, that is going to save that settings. And we can also see the incentive part, where we can be able to edit email content for where people the email that is going to be sent to them once they subscribe to this form. You can also see the advanced settings over here, where you can add in invisible capture. You can add in subscribers the data to the thank you page. When you click on the incentive, you can either say you want to send them an email, or you want them to go to a URL or to download something after they fill out the form. So we want this email, so we are just going to use that. Before we continue, I just want to quickly mention something that may be helpful to some of you that are watching this video. Sometimes when people start setting up their ConvertKit account, everything makes sense while learning it, but when it is time to apply all of these things inside of your own business, they're not always sure what structure is best for their business or what structure is best for them. If you are currently in that position, we offer a free discovery call where we are going to look at what you're trying to build, and we're also going to help you decide the right direction for your ConvertKit setup. If that will be useful for you, you can check the link in the description below to book a time that works for you, and we're going to look at your sales process, and we're going to look at how we can be able to map out all of the sales process inside of your ConvertKit account. So before we continue into the next section, do not forget to subscribe to this video, and also share to everyone who you think is going to need this video, and also like this video. Turn on the notification bell so you can be able to see whenever we post amazing content like this. So let's continue. Okay, so that is for the form, and one other important thing we want to see is how to embed this form on our website or our landing pages, or how to embed this form inside of whatever you want to embed it on. So if you have landing pages outside of ConvertKit, but you want to also be able to collect data from that landing page into ConvertKit, you can embed this particular form on your website. You can embed it on your landing pages, wherever it is you want to embed this, you can do that. Okay, we also have the place where you can be able to copy the JavaScript code. You can also copy the HTML code, which is going to paste this form on your website directly. We also have the share button, where you can be able to copy this, and you can be able to share this link with everybody, maybe through the email campaign or through buttons on your website. We also have WordPress, where you can be able to download the WordPress plugin, and you can connect this ConvertKit form on your WordPress website. We also have the Unbounce place, where you can be able to add this to your Unbounce landing page. You can be able to copy this webhook and add it inside of your Unbounce landing page. So let's use the HTML, and let's see how this is going to look like on our website. So as we all know, or as most of us know, I use those sites, and it is the same way you are going to be using. It is the same way you're going to set this up when you're using Wix, or you're using WordPress, or you're using Squarespace, or whatever website builder you're using. Okay, so as we all know, or as most of us know, I use those sites, and like I said, it's the same way you're going to do for Wix or Squarespace or whatever website builder you're using. So you're going to come into the particular back end of your website builder, and you're going to look for the particular page you want to embed that form into. So we want to embed this on this particular page, which is the home page in here. So I'm just going to click on edit content, and when I click on edit content, remember that I need to copy that code first from my ConvertKit account before I can be able to paste it in here. So when I click on embed, I need to copy this HTML code, and when I click on copy here, it has copied all of that code, and I can then come back into my website builder. And when I come into my website builder for this particular page, I can then add in an element. So now you want to make sure that you add in the particular element that is fitting for your own website. Is either you are using a JavaScript code which is already in ConvertKit, or you are using the HTML code. So we want to use the HTML code. We are just going to drag and drop this element in here, which is called the code snippet, and I'm just going to drag it and drop it in here. Zoosite allows me to be able to create a new snippet where I can be able to add a particular code inside. So I'm just going to create a blank page which I'm going to name ConvertKit. So remember that the process here can be different from yours, especially if you are using Wix. You just need to drag in the elements, and you can be able to post the code inside the element edit part, or you can be able to paste the code inside that part. If you are using WordPress, you also need to drag and drop in your editor place and just drag the code place where you can just be able to type in the code, paste the code inside the editor. So those sites is quite different from the native one, and that is because you need to create a snippet first where you need to drag and drop the code. Okay, so now I've pasted in the code here, and I'm going to click on OK. And when I click on OK, that should save my code snippet. And when I click on publish, I should be able to see this particular form on my page. So let's wait for this to publish. And as you can see, that has been published, and when I go back into that site, I should be able to see my form on this website. So here is my form on my page, and as you can see, this form has been added in here. So that is how to embed your form on your website. It is not hard at all. Like I said, you just need to go inside of your website and you need to add in this particular code in here. You just need to add in the particular code to the particular page you want to add that on your website. So for instance, if it is a contact form, you can add that contact form on your website, and you can add it to the particular pages you want to add that form to. So you can use the contact page, you can use the about us page, you can use whatever page it is on your website, and just copy and paste the code inside of your website. So when you copy and paste the codes, make sure you publish your page, because if you do not publish your website, it is not going to show up on your website. So when you publish this, you make sure that it is published, and you can be able to see that particular form on your website. So to change anything, I will advise that if you do not know how to edit the code, you have to come back to your form inside of ConvertKit, and you have to make sure that you insert whatever edits you want to make inside of your ConvertKit instead of editing this code. So that is how to create a form and embed a form on our website. Make sure you click on save and publish again if you have added in any other adjustments. So we can also change the name of this form. We can also add in contact form, and when people start filling our website, our form on our website, all of those details are going to be coming inside of ConvertKit. Okay, so now when you come to your website, and let's try to fill out this form so we can be able to collect these details inside of your ConvertKit account. So let's say this is Emma, and we are using, instead of using test, let's use Ferry. And my email address can be, let's say I want to use Emma. So let's say I want to use emmaira@gmail.com, and the company name can be CRM Instructors. And let's try to subscribe now. And when we try to subscribe now, we should see this contact inside of our ConvertKit account. So let's go back to ConvertKit and let's see if we can find that in here. So you try to refresh this page over here, and we should see the new contact. Okay, so if we fill out that form now, we should be able to see the total subscribers here. One subscriber should be added, but this is taking longer to fill. But we can also go back and just check reports. Just make sure that you check in the reports, and you can be able to see the subscribers that are coming from the particular websites that they are coming from. As you can see, we have one subscriber, but it's saying here that we do not have any subscribers, so just give it some time for it to like populate in. So when we go back to content and we try to look for that subscriber in our subscribers list, we should be able to see that particular subscriber, and this is it here, Emma Era. And as you can see, the details was added, the company name, the name, and the email address. So you can see that the last name was also added, and you can also see particular page that this particular contact came in from. So this is the page from my website, and you can also see the particular place they came from. You can see how they subscribe to you, and as you can see, it came from the contact us form in our website. So that is how to create a form and embed that form on your website and make sure that that form is working on your website. So now that we've seen how to create a form and we are done with that, let us go back into our landing pages and form, and let's try to create a landing page from scratch. Now we can click on create new, and it's going to take us to this place where we can select whether we want to create a landing page or we want to create a form. Since we've created a form and we've seen how that is embedded, let's try to create a landing page. So you click on landing page, and when you click on landing page, it is going to take you to this place where you can see various templates that they have. As you can see, they have all templates here. They have the one for events. If you have a particular event you want to build a landing page for, maybe you have an event for a seminar or a webinar, or you want to select a landing page for a newsletter for people to sign up to your newsletter, you can do this. You can also see the landing pages for podcasts. You can see the ones for product. You can also see the ones for your profile. You can pick whichever one works for you, and you can just use the particular templates that comes in here. As you can see, they have some amazing templates that you can use here. They have some very nice templates you can use. So let's try to start with one, and let's see how we can move forward and use that particular landing page. So let's choose this. This looks so nice. So to choose that, you can decide to preview first, just to make sure to see the particular template you are picking. You want to see the template first before you start. Okay, so you can select the particular template and preview it and see how that is going to look like. If you like it, you can choose it. But if you don't, you can just pick other templates here, and you can be able to also preview in here and see how that is also going to look like. So let's use this template here, and let's see how we can be able to set up this template for our own business. So you are just going to click on choose, and when you click on choose, it is going to take you to the editor page where you can be able to edit all of this. Okay, so now we can decide then to edit all of these things. So we can say welcome to CRM instructors, or we can say, you can say subscribe to our channel. Use whatever it is you want to use. So let me just change this wording. Okay, so I changed the wordings for that, and I said welcome to CRM instructors. You can write a longer text if you want, and you can also edit this where you can say, instead of saying register now, you can say subscribe now. You can also change the color for this font. We are currently using this color code, but you can use black if you want. You can also edit this text in here. You can also add in another field for this form. So instead of using we have first name, last name, and email. So let's say we want to add in phone, so that they can be able to put in their phone number. We can also edit this and change the color for this particular field. You can also change this. Okay, the color has been changed for everything. So you can also change the border, and you can use red. You can use whatever color that fits in for your brand. You can also edit the color of this font, and you can change it to black if that works for you. Okay, so we can also add in different things in here. As you can see, we can add in a file, we can add in heading, we can add in an unordered list. We can also add in image in between here, and we can just add in an image from Unsplash, and we can be able to drag and drop whatever image we want to use for this particular place. So let's use this, and as you can see, the image has been added in here. So let me just cancel this and put it here. So inside of this place also, you are going to see So as you can see, that image has been added. Instead of adding the image, you can also add in another thing. Maybe you can add in icons for your socials, you can add in dividers, you can even add in a video. And to add in a video, you need to paste in one of the we need to paste in whether YouTube or Vemo link, and when you paste that in, it's going to populate that inside of your landing page. So I grabbed one of my YouTube links, so I'm just going to paste that in here. And when you paste that and you click on embed, it's going to embed that particular video inside of your form, I mean inside of your landing page. So we can click on this, you can just delete that, and when we delete that, as you can see, it has brought in our image here. Instead of using sign up, you can use submit now. You can change the color, you can also edit this if you want, and you can add in multiple things that you want to add in here also. So that is for that. You can also do that here also, and instead of adding this image, you can decide to replace it and picking whatever image you want from your own computer, and you just click on image. And when you click on that, it's going to take you into your browser, or I'm sorry, inside your computer, where you can be able to add the particular image you want to add. So I'm going to be adding this image, and when I add that in here, as you can see, it has replaced that image. And you can also be able to, you can edit this part, and you can also change it to your name or whatever it is you want. And when you do that, you can also edit this, who am I, what you will learn. So this landing page, you can use it for maybe you have a particular offer that is coming up, and you want people to be able to subscribe to that offer. So when you're done, you can click on preview to see how it is going to look like on people's landing or people's browser. And if you think that you do not like it, you can go back and make adjustments to whatever it is you want to make adjustments to. So that is for the landing page, and you want to make sure that your general style, you have everything in here. For the headings, you can pick the particular font you want to use. For the headings, we can use Aria for the headings, and we can say that for the body, you want to use Notosan or whatever it is you want to use, or Montserrat, or whatever you pick, it's fine. You can also decide that you want to add in the border color to be red or to be black or white or whatever it is you want. And you can also decide that you want to add in the header background, and the header background, you can change the header background to any color that fits your brand, any color that fits into your brand asset. So after doing that, you can also decide that you want to change the form background itself, which is this. You can decide to use red, you can use black, you can use blue, you can use whatever color code you have in your own business. So that is for the form background. For the image background, which is below, you can decide to use another image if you want. You can decide to search another image from Unsplash, and you can search for maybe backgrounds, and you can be able to pick another image you want from the Unsplash images that they have. So let's pick something simple. Let's use this if it's not ugly. So you can pick from any of these images, and you can just pick on it, and it's going to edit that particular image for you. If it's ugly, you can also search for another image you want. Just check in for the image that you feel like is going to go with that particular setup. After you've adjusted that image and you made sure that it is fitting whatever it is you want to do, you can also reduce the opacity, which is also the transparency. You can reduce it however you want. You can also add in custom CSS code here for the landing page. So that is for the general style. So when you are done, again, you can click on preview to see how this landing page is going to look like. And also do not forget that we also have this build with kits here, which you can take off because you do not want it to show up inside of your landing page. We also have the thank you page here, where you can be able to edit this thank you page. For when they submit your form, they're going to come back into this thank you page. And if you go back to the landing page, which is in here, you can see the button here. When they click on this button, when they sign up, it is going to take them to this thank you page, where you can say something like, thank you for submitting this form, and thank you for doing this and that. You can also do the same thing you did for the landing page inside of the thank you page. You can edit each of these. You can add in whatever it is you want to add. You can add an image, you can add a gallery, you can add even icon. Like if you want to add an icon for what's it called, you want to add an icon for your social media, whatever it is you want to do, you can also do that. You can add in the settings where you can be able to add each of the links to this icon. Yeah, Okay, so we can also decide that in this part we want to edit this part, we want to add the image. We can also decide to add in this particular image we used. You can add in the your name. You can also add in this particular, sorry, you can add in your name. You can also decide to add in other elements into this landing page inside of this bottom place. So we can also decide to add in something here. We can add in images, we can add in on ordered lists, you know. We can add in headings, we can add in galleries, we can add in button. So if you want to add a button, you can just click on this place here, and you can be able to change the background color for your button. You can use red, you can use black, whatever it is. And we have this button here, so you can say you want to use a large button and you want the width to increase, the margin to increase or reduce. You can also decide to align to the left, to the right, to the center. You can also decide that you want to use the round corners, if it's going to be large or if it's going to be full. So you can also decide to change the text color from white to whatever it is you want. And you can also edit the button and say something like maybe subscribe now. Yeah, so that is for the button. You can also add in countdown timer. You can add in your Instagram field. You can add in products. If you've created products already, digital products, you can add them inside of your landing page. You can also add in dividers. You can add in countdown timer. For the countdown timer, you can decide that it should go to a particular date, and you can say that maybe you want the timer should end on the 30th of April, and you can select the particular time you want this timer to go into. So you can also add in the website URL for the timer. You can also decide that you want to display a particular thing when the timer ends. You can say something like sorry, or you can say something like event ended or something. Okay, so that is for that. And as you can see, the timer has started creating, and it's going on until April 30th. So that is for the timer. You can also decide that you want to add in a block quote test, where you can be able to quote a text and you can add that in here. You can also decide that you want to add in a divider. You can decide that you want to add in a script. You can, just do this however you want. Okay, so when you are done, you can also preview your thank you page to see how that is going to look like inside of your own landing page, to see how it is going to look like. And when you see that it is okay, it is good to go, then you can click on save and publish. But before you click on save and publish, it is advisable for you to check the settings to see all of the things that needs to be done. So you can see this place where it is going to show a message, a success message for their subscription. If they subscribe, you can also see the domain name, where you can be able to add in a domain name if you want. And when you click on add, that is going to add the domain name also. You also have the advanced, where you can be able to show the form. You can hide the form. You can show custom content if you want. You can also see the SEO and analytics, where you can add in the title for the landing page. So we can say this title is CRM instructors page. You can add in the description, which is going to show up if you share this link to someone. It is going to show up in the preview. You can also decide to connect analytics by using any of this analytics. You can use Google Analytics, and when you're done, you click on save, and that is going to save that. So for the share, you can also decide that this is how this link is going to look like. You can copy this link and you can send this link out to everyone. You can share it on X, you can share it on Facebook, and people can be able to sign up to your landing page. So when you are done, you want to make sure you click on save and publish. And if you made any adjustments, please do not forget to click on save and publish, because if you do not publish the page, the changes you made are not going to be published and they are not going to be saved. So after clicking on save and publish, and when you go back to your landing pages and form, you'll be able to see your landing page in here. And also, do not forget that you can also edit this landing page, and instead of naming it this, you can say so you can name this CRM instructors page, and make sure you click on save and publish again, and then you can be able to come back to your page here. And if anybody fills out the form on the landing page, you can also see the number of subscribers that you currently have. So that is for that, and that is for landing pages. If you're watching this as part of a team or your organization is planning to start using ConvertKit together, learning individually from videos is actually helpful, but sometimes teams need structured guidance that is going to match their current workflow. In situations like these, we provide team training where we can be able to work you and your team together. In situations like this, we provide team training sections where we are going to walk through ConvertKit step by step with you and your team, and we're going to help you set up the structure based on how your business works and operates. So if that is something your organization currently needs, you can book a team training section and you can use the link in the description below. And before we move on to the next part, do not forget to subscribe to this channel if you've not done that, and also like this video and also share with everyone who you think is going to need this video. We have a mission to get to 1,000 subscribers before the middle of this year, and you can help us make that happen. So subscribe and also like this video. So let's move to the next section. We can then move on to create digital products inside of ConvertKit. Now, digital products, if you're sending digital products like courses, like ebooks, like checklists or PDF guides, all of these can be created inside of ConvertKit, and you can also sell it inside of a ConvertKit account. Now, to do that, you are going to go into the end section and you're going to click on product. And when you click on product, it is going to take you to this place where you can start creating your digital product. Now you can first set up your payments so that you can be able to set up your Stripe account and connect your Stripe account into ConvertKit. But we will not be saying that because in Nigeria we do not have access to Stripe. So I cannot create a Stripe account yet. So if you have your Stripe account already, you just need to log in here and put in your email and put in your email address that is connected to your Stripe account. Then you click on continue, and ConvertKit is going to take you through the process where you can be able to connect Stripe to ConvertKit. So now when we go back into the products page, we can click on create a new product. And when we click on create a new product, it's going to take us to this place where we can be able to set up our digital products. So first, it's asking us for the product name, and we can be able to put in the product name, and we can say this is, maybe let's say this is a CRM audit. So let's say this is a CRM audit PDF or a CRM audit guide. Okay, so then we can be able to pick whether this is a subscription or this is a product. If it is a product, that means they just need to pay once and they have access to it forever, or they can pay regularly in such a way that maybe they can pay per month or they can pay per week. You know, subscription is something where you have to renew at a particular date or at a particular time. So if it is product, you can select product and you can click on next, and that is going to take you to this place where you can be able to fix the price for your product. We have where you can use a one-time price, and you have where you can be able to allow people to pick the price that they want, and you can also set up payment plan for them. So you can say that maybe they have $500. This is a $500 product, and they can pay in 2 installments and they can pay monthly. So that means this first month they pay $250, and the next month they pay another $250. You can also use quarterly or you can use yearly, whichever one works for you. You can use that. So after we are done with that, we can be able to set up the price. And when you put in the price, let's say we want to use the standard, which is the normal price, or let's say we want to use the pay what you want, where people can be able to pay whatever amount they have. For example, if you are doing donations or you are doing charity, this is the best plan to use. But if you are doing maybe a course or you are doing a program whereby people can be able to pay in installments, you can also use this one. But this one is the standard one where you just set one price and people can just pay one time. So let's say the price of our product is $500. We can also say that we want to allow customers to be able to pick the number of quantity of this product that they want. So let's say you want people to buy maybe 2 courses, or you want people to buy 3 courses or 3 PDF guides, whichever one you want. But if you do not want that, you can turn this off. So that means people cannot be able to select a quantity for the product. You can also change your currency to whatever currency you are using in your country. And after that, you can click on next. And when you click on next, it is going to ask you where they are going to be getting the value of this course. So do you want to bring this course as a PDF? Do you want them to go to a particular URL where they can be able to see the landing page for the course and they can be able to sign up in another URL? Or you can say that maybe you want them to be able to join your newsletter, or you can say that, you know what, it is to give them access to the products maybe later in the future. Okay, so let's say we want to send a file because we want people to be able to download this PDF guide that we have created. Now, ConvertKit is going to allow you to be able to download that guide inside of this place here. Okay, as you can see, I brought in a PDF from my computer and it is already brought in inside of ConvertKit. I can decide to delete it and bring another one in case I want them to go to the URL. When I click on go to URL, I can be able to add the product URL in here. And if I want them to go to my newsletter, I can also add that in here where they can be able to subscribe to my newsletter. And also in this place, it can be something else whereby maybe you can allow people to be able to join a particular thing later if you've built the particular product, or maybe this is like a wait list. You just need to add the product tag and they are going to have access to whatever it is you are building. So we are using the send the file where we can be able to send a file to the we can be able to send the file of the PDF to the particular contact that subscribe. So we are going to click on next, and when we click on next, this is our page URL here, and we can also edit this to whatever we want. And we can only edit the tail end, we cannot edit the other part. So we can say instead of using CRM audit PDF, we can name this whatever we want and we can be able to create products. And when we click on create product, it is going to create this product here. And when you create this product here, as you can see, we have the product here. So you can click on this place here where you can be able to add a particular image that is associated with your product. So let's say we want to edit this. Oh, sorry, no. So let's say we want to replace this image, and we can bring in whatever image we want to use for this particular product. So let's go into Unsplash here, and we can be able to set up you can use Unsplash, or you can get the image from Instagram by connecting your own Instagram account, or you can check in for your uploads here, or you can even bring in your own book cover or course cover or whatever it is you want to use. So let me bring something in so we can use it for this page. So I'm just going to bring this in, and when I bring this in, as you can see, this has been added inside of my ConvertKit account. So I can also decide to change this button where I can change the color of my button. I can use whatever color works for me, and I can also change the text here and just click on buy now or maybe get now, whichever one works for you. So let's name this buy now. And as you can see, that has changed the text for the button. So when you are done, you can click on publish, or you can even click on view first, or you can even see other pages of the course, of the digital product. So this is the first page that you're going to go into, and you can also edit this description. When you edit this description, you can also edit the title. You can also go into the checkout page where you can be able to see how the edit is going to you can also see how the checkout page is going to look like. So you can add in an upsell. That means you can be able to associate another product to this particular product so that when they buy this, they can also upsell to buy another product. Okay, so we can also decide. Okay, you can then go to the confirmation page where you can see what is going to be sent to them or what is going to be shown to them after they have paid. And as you can see, you can edit this part. You can add in whatever layout you want to add or whatever element you want to add inside of this page, and you can build it yourself. So you can also edit the button and change the color of the button. You can edit it in here and change it to whatever it is you want. And you can see the receipt email here that will be sent to the particular subscriber that buy this particular digital course. So you can decide to view this page to see how it looks like after you've published it. You can also check in the purchases to see the number of people that have purchased your product. But when we go back in here and we go to our products, oh my god, I did not save. Okay, so then you can go to the purchases to see the number of people that have purchased this particular product. You can also check in the report to see the particular people that are opening the page and see number of people that are maybe buying the product, the quantity they bought, the gross revenue that you have, and all of this. So you can also go back here and you can click on save, and make sure you save your products, or make sure you save this page so that everything you've done can be saved. And when you're sure that everything has been done, the checkout is good to go, the confirmation is also good to go, and checking the receipt email also, you can then click on publish. And now when you publish this, it is going to ask us to set up our payments. We need to set up our payments before we can be able to publish um this ConvertKit product. So when you click on set up payment, it is going to take you to that page, this Stripe page, where you need to sign in again. So when you sign in and you connect your Stripe, you can then start selling digital products using ConvertKit. Okay, so that is for digital products. We can then go back and let us see how we can be able to set up email templates. And when you go back here, you can then see your product. You can also create a new product if you want, but make sure to set up your payments first by using Stripe before you can be able to um sell your digital products. So let's see how we can be able to set up email templates inside of ConvertKit. When you click on that, it's going to take you to this page where you can be able to set up your email templates. So to set up your email templates, you just need to click on new email templates here, and when you click on that, it is going to take you to this place where you can be able to add multiple templates that ConvertKit has to offer. As you can see, they have amazing templates that you can pick from. You can pick whichever one you think is going to be okay for your business. And when you pick on whatever template you want to use, for instance, let's use this. When you pick on that, it is going to take you to the editors page where you can be able to edit this email template. So you can start by changing the text of this email template. You can also decide to add in other elements, and you can add in whatever it is you want for this element. You can say you want to add in an heading here, or you can even say you want to add in a bullet list where you can put in points as bulleted list. You can also decide to add in numbered list. You can add in personalization by adding maybe the first name or the last name, or whatever it is you want to add as the personalization for this particular field. You can also decide to add in button in this place. You can add in recommendation. This is for the creators. You can also add in product, and you can also decide to link to a particular group. You can use icon, you can use poll. They have different layouts you can also pick from. You can also pick the snippets, and after using the snippet also, you need to create a snippet first before you can be able to use this. You can use divider, you can use image, you can upload a file, you can bring in a video. You can also check in gallery and bring in gallery to add in different images for your email templates. You can also see where you can be able to add events from bands in town. You can also see the countdown timer. You can add your Spotify playlist or music. You can also add in a video from TikTok. You can embed a post from X, which is Twitter. You can also add in an HTML block if you want. So you can pick from all of these elements and bring them into your editor's page in your email templates. So let's say we want to delete this, and in this place here, we want to add in an image after this place. Then we can also decide to look for image, and when you find image, you just click on it, and it is going to ask you for the particular image you want to put inside of this template. You can also click to choose an image to upload from your computer, and when you pick the particular image you want, so I'm going to download that image into ConvertKit, and as you can see, the image has been brought in here. I can also edit this text. All of this text here can be edited. You can change the images, you can do all of this. So as you can see, that image has been brought in. You can also change this text here. You can add in the color you want for your button. If you do not want this color, you can change it to whatever color it is you want for this particular landing page. And after doing that, you can also decide to edit the text here. You can also bring in a different layout if you want. So let's say we want to bring in a new layout into this email template. We can then go into layouts here, and we can select whatever layouts Mailchimp has to offer. As you can see, they have different layouts you can pick by the right hand side here. You can pick whatever layout you want for your business, the one that is fitting for this email template you are creating, and you can just pick the particular layout you want to use. So let's use something simple like this, and when you click on that, it is going to bring that particular layout inside of your email template. Then you can start editing this. You can increase the size of this layout. You can also reduce it if you want. You can also decide to use the font. You can change the font to medium, you can change it to normal, you can use bold, you can even change the color to whatever it is you want for this particular template. You can then add in the button, and you can change this from buy now to whatever text you want to add maybe get now or something. You can also change the color of the button to red or whatever fits for your email template. Now that is how to no no so let's say we want to add in another element, and let's say we want to add in a product. To add in a product, you have to publish your product first inside of ConvertKit. But since we do not have access to publish our product, we cannot be able to bring that in inside of our email templates. So if you have your product created, you can just click on the particular product you've created in ConvertKit, and you can bring that product inside of your email template so that people can be able to buy those products from your email campaigns. So let's delete this and let's add in another one. You can also decide that you want to add in recommendations. So let's add a video. Now to add a video, you can then decide to add a link to the particular video you want to add inside of this email template. So we can add in videos from YouTube or for Vimeo for So you can add in the link for your video in here. I'm copying this link from my YouTube channel, and I'm just going to paste that link here. And when you paste that link, ConvertKit is going to bring your video inside of your email campaign editor. So it is asking me to copy the full URL from the browser, and that has been done. You can decide to increase this however you want, and you can also decide to align to the right, to the left, to the center, whichever one works for you. You can also change the play color, which is this button here. You can change it to red, you can change it to pink, green, whatever it is you want to use. You can also decide to show a GIF preview if you want, and you can toggle that on. You can also decide to play the video in email. When supported, you can also turn that on. So that is for video. You can also decide to add various things. You can just look at whatever it is you want to add, and you can add it inside of this email template. So when you are done with adjusting and adding of the images and adding of the colors, editing it however you want, the address also, you can add in you can edit the unsubscribe and the preference. You can also decide to remove this badge, this build with kit. You can take it off so that it's not going to show up in your email template. For the body of the original email, which is this body here, just click on templates here, and you can also change the color for this email. So when you are done with everything, you can then click on save, and when you are done with everything, make sure it is saved first. Then you can then click on create a broadcast. So now to create a broadcast, when you click on this here, so it is telling you that the broadcast is ready. And we can now edit the contact or send as it is. We are going to click on continue, and we can name this broadcast if we want. We can add in the subject line if we want. So we can say something like the subject line can be welcome to CRM instructors. So you can change that also. You can also add a preview text that is going to show up under the subject line. And when you add the preview text, you can say something like thank you for joining or something. Okay, so that is for your preview text, and you can also check this body of the email to make sure that everything is done. And when you are done with everything, you can then come over here. Okay, then you can then come over here to see if there's any error that is going on in your email. So it is saying here that one of our link contains an empty, like the buttons do not have the link inside. So I'm just going to go over to all of the buttons and I'm going to add a URL for all of the buttons. Okay, so now I have corrected all of the URL link, and just make sure that whatever error is bringing in here, you correct it first before you send out this email. So as you can see here, it's taking us to this place where we can also send the campaign. So you can decide to click on continue, or you can even decide to run a or B split test. So that means you can be able to create different variants of subject line, and you can also create different variants for the email content. That means the body of the email, and you can say that you want to send out the email with different subject lines, maybe up to 5 subject lines, different ones, and see the one that gets more open rates and the ones that get more click rates. But to do the one for email content, we have to use the pro account, and since we are on the free account, we cannot do that. So let's just use the subject line here. And we can say that instead of saying welcome to CRM instructors, we can say something like, for the subject line B, we can say something like it's nice having you here or something. Okay, so we can only add 2 subject line because we do not have the pro account, and that is fine. We can just use welcome to CRM instructors or welcome to the community. So remember that this is just a guide for you. You can put in whatever it is you want for the subject line A and the subject line B. The same thing applies for the preview text. You can use different preview text for the A or B split test. So you can also check the settings here, where you can be able to see how many minutes the test is going to run for you to determine a winner. So that means if you send out this campaign, you can use, so we can say that after this email campaign is sent, then maybe after 40 minutes or 240 minutes or 100 minutes, we will be able to determine the winner for this campaign. So when you are done, you click on save, and that is going to save your A and B split test. So you can also decide that when you're done, you click on continue, and when you click on continue, it is going to take you to this place where you can be able to send your email, or you can also publish to web if you want. So this is your form email address. I am going to teach you how to add your own domain address in a minute, but if you've added your domain address, you can be able to connect it here and just pick the particular domain address you want to use, your email address. You can also decide that you want to send this email to only particular set of people, not everyone. So we currently have 22 subscribers inside of ConvertKit. We can say that we only want to send to maybe people fulfilling any of the criteria we want to add. So we can add this filter here, and we can be able to say that we only want to send to people that are subscribed to a particular form, or we want to only send to people that are subscribed to a particular tag. We can also decide to say that we only want to send to the subscribers within a particular segment that we've created. And if you do not know how to create segments, you can go back to the section where we created a segment from scratch. We can also see here that you can send from people from a particular region or country. You can send from the particular custom field. If you want to check in for people that have the lead source, maybe their lead source is Instagram or the lead status is open, you can also be able to pick that from here. So just think about the particular people you want to send this campaign to, and just create that particular segment in here for those set of subscribers. And if you want to send to everybody, and that is perfectly fine, you just pick the all subscribers, which has already picked the all subscribers. But since I want to send to a particular set of people that have a particular tag, I am just going to click on subscribe to, and instead of using form, I'm going to pick tags, and it's going to allow me to be able to pick the particular tag I want to send this email campaign to. So let's say I want to send this campaign to everyone inside new lead, or everyone who is a YouTube contact. And when I pick that, okay, And when I pick that, I click on add filter, and that is going to add this filter, and it's going to filter everyone that is fitting the criteria here. Okay, so that means that we also have 22 subscribers that are fulfilling this criteria. You can also decide to add in another filter group if you want. And when you add in this group, that means anybody here and anybody here, these conditions must be fulfilled before they can be able to enter into this email campaign or into this broadcast. So we do not want that. I'm just going to take that off, and you can decide that you want to send this email campaign or this broadcast now, or you can decide to send later. When you click on this, you can also pick the particular date you want to send, and you can say that you want to send next week Thursday, which is the 30th of April, at a particular time. So let's say you want to send this broadcast at 8 a.m. You can be able to pick the particular time you want to send this broadcast in. So let's pick 8 a.m. and as you can see, that has changed the date for this particular broadcast here. And you can also see the advanced options here, where you can be able to add in notes, internal notes for this email broadcast. And when you're done, you can click on continue. There's another thing you can do where you can be able to publish to web also. So you can decide that this newsletter is going to have a URL that you can be able to send to everyone, maybe through social media or maybe through a particular landing page, or you can even add it on your website. So you can add in the thumbnail for this. You can also upload the thumbnail here. You can also decide that you only want this broadcast to show up to everyone who is a paying subscribers, or you can decide that you want to set it as a feature in your creator profile. But since we have not set up the creator profile, we will see how to do that in a minute also. So when you are done with all of these settings here, and you make sure that everything is set up correctly, because if you make any mistake here, it's going to affect your email campaign. So you click on continue when you are done, and when you are done, it's going to review everything for you to make sure that you see who you are sending to and how the sending is done. So you can then click on send email and post, or you click on go back to edit your email campaigns. So let's click on schedule email and post, and that is going to schedule this campaign for us, and it's going to send out that campaign at a particular date in our it's going to set up it's going to send it's going to send the campaign at the particular date we've set up for this campaign. So we can also decide to set up our creator profile. If you're a creator, or if you have a creators page, you can set up your creator profile inside of ConvertKit. Before we do that, let's click on close here, and let's see how we can be able to create snippets inside of ConvertKit. So to create a snippet, we are going to come over. So to create a snippet, we are going to click on send, and when we click on send here, as you can see, we have snippets here, and snippet just allows us to be able to create block of let me say layout blocks that we can reuse in our emails. So let's say there's a particular block of text that you used to use in every of your emails. You can create that and keep adding it into any email templates you want to add it to, so that in the future you do not need to start recreating that block from the scratch. So you can click on new snippets here, where you can be able to use the block or the inline layout for your emails. So let's say we want to use the block here, and we can decide to add a name for this snippet. So I'm just going to add in something like welcome block. You can name it whatever it is you want, and as you can see here, we can add in our context for this block. So let's say we want to add in a layout that we're going to be using in our let's say we want to add in a layout that we're going to be using in our oh my god so let's say we want to add in a layout that we're going to be using in our email template. So we're going to click on layout here, and I can pick a particular layout that I will be using in my future emails. So let's say I want to create something whereby I can be able to show people my YouTube channel. So let me just pick an empty layout here. So I can pick this column 1 and column 2 layout, and I can decide to add in whatever I want into these columns. So for column 1, I can say I want to add this. I want to click on this plus sign, and I want to bring in, let's say I want to bring in a heading first. The heading is going to come first, and I can also bring in the paragraph, and I can then bring in the button. So I can say for this button, I can say something like check out our YouTube page. Okay, so we can say something like check out our YouTube page for this button, and we can also decide to add the color for this button to red or whatever it is that works for you. In the description also, you can add in something, and you can just type in whatever it is you want for the description. Okay, so I have adjusted this, and I can also decide to edit this however I want. I can increase the font size. I can also change the color if I want. I can change this to red. I can bolden this. Instead of using the normal text, I can use bold. You can change this however you want. And for column 2, I can say that I want to add in a video for this, and I can say I want to look for the video and just pick that in, and that is going to add that particular element in here. So I can also add the link to my video. So let me just pick the link I used. And when you add that link, it is going to bring the video inside of this place. Now, as you can see, this block can be used in any of your future campaign you want to send. You just need to insert this block inside of your emails. You can do this for your newsletters. You can do this for maybe if you have a contact information block you want to create and be able to add in into your future campaigns. You can do this for anything you want. And remember that you can also add in elements here by clicking on this plus button, and you can add in whatever it is you want out of everything here. So when you're done, you just click on save. But before we click on save, we can go back to our snippets here. Go back to our button here, and we can also add the URL for our button. So that has been added. You can also make this medium, large, whatever it is you want. And when you click on save here, this is going to save your block, and as you can see, this has been saved. So if I go back to my email campaign, which is the broadcast here, and when I want to set up a broadcast, I can then use my snippets that I just created inside of my email campaigns. So for instance, I can just use this template I've just created, and when I go back to my templates here, I can then add that block in by just clicking here. When you click on this plus sign, you can be able to click on snippets here, and when you click on snippets, you'll be able to see all of the snippets you just created inside of your ConvertKit account. Then when you click on that, as you can see, that has dragged this layout inside of your campaign here. You can also edit this however you want, and you can change the color. Let's say I want to change this to white. Click on save. Yeah, as you can see, this has been added. Let me just remove this. Oops. So as you can see, the block has been added, and we can just cancel this. Yeah, so you can then use this block for in your emails. You can do the same thing if you have any other block you want to use. You can also add that in here. So that is how to create snippets, and that is how to use this snippets inside of your email templates or your email campaigns. Let us see how we can create email sequence inside of ConvertKit. So an email sequence is just a series of automated emails that are created to your subscribers in a specific order over time. So that means if you are sending out emails and you do not want to do that manually, you can set up email sequence to send out those particular emails at set particular period of time. So you can say that maybe after they sign up to your list on day 1, send this email, and maybe after day 3, send a follow-up email. After day 4, send another follow-up email. At those specific period of time, you can select the particular emails you want to send at those period of time, and you can create an email sequence for that particular subscribers. So for example, if someone download a freebie from your website, you can say that after they put in their details for the freebie, an email is sent automatically to them that is going to send the freebie to them. Then maybe 3 days after that, a follow-up email is sent to them about the services we do and how we can further help them in their business. And maybe 3 days after that again, another email is sent. Those consecutive emails are called email sequence inside of ConvertKit. Now, to create an email sequence, you just need to click on send here, and you need to click on sequence here. Now, when you click on sequence, it's going to take you to this place where you can be able to create a new sequence. Now, when you click on create sequence here, as you can see, it is showing us the templates we currently have inside of ConvertKit for our sequence. We can decide to use whichever one we want, and when you pick the email template we just created, we can use that, and we can add in a subject line for this, and we can also decide the number of days this is going to be triggered. So that means we can say that this is going to be sent after, maybe after 2 days, or after 3 days, or whatever it is you want. So we can say this should be sent after 2 days, and it can be after the last email. You can use days, you can use hours. So let's say we want people to be able to be sent this email after they receive a freebie from our website. I mean, after they put in their names for a freebie on our website, this email is going to be sent to them. We can also add in a subject line. You can write in whatever it is you want. So let's say we want to write in something like welcome, or let's say this is your freebie. So we can say something like, this is your freebie, and we can also add in a preview text if you want. This preview text is going to be showing under the subject line. You can also decide that you edit the particular email you'll be sending out. You can delete whatever it is you want. You can add images, you can add text, you can, change the colors, you can delete some block if you do not want those blocks. You can do it however you want for this freebie. So when you are done, you can click on the publish here, and this is going to help you publish the email. Yep. Okay, so after making sure that you've edited what you want to edit, you've changed the image you want to change, you've added the videos you want to add, and you've done all of this, you can then decide to publish this particular email. So when you click on publish here, this is going to publish this particular email, the first one here, and then you can come back to emails here, and you can also add in another email. So let's say that after the first one is sent, we want to send another email after 3 days. We can also say that we want to send this maybe hours or days if you want, and this is after the last email. So we are using days, and we can say that this should be sent after 3 days. No, after 3 days, after the first email has been sent. Then as you can see, that has added it in here. You can also decide that it should not send on Saturdays, and it should not send on Sundays. Okay, so let's say the first one was sent on a Thursday, the next one is not going to be sent until Monday, and that means we are skipping weekend so that the email is not going out on a weekend. Okay, so we can also preview the email to see how it looks like, and you can also edit it however you want. So after making sure that all of this is done, again, you click on publish, and that is going to publish your campaign. And you do the same thing by adding another email here. You can add as much as many emails as you want for this sequence. Okay, so for email 2, as you can see, it is in draft, and for email 3, it's also in draft. So we can go back to email 2, but before we publish this, it is going to tell us any error we are having in our email. So it is asking us to put the links in the button. So let's just do that now. So let's put the link here, and let's also put the link here. Okay, so that has been added. You can then click on publish again to see if we're allowed to publish, and as you can see, we are allowed to publish this email. So if you go back to email, as you can see, this has been published, and it is going to be sent 3 days after the first one has been sent, and it is also going to be sending out this email on a weekday. The other one also, which is the third one, we can also decide that this should be sent also 3 days after, and we also do not want to send on a weekend. So when you are done with this, you just click on publish also, and when you click on publish, this is going to publish your page for you, or the email for you, sorry. So all of the emails here has been published, and when you are sure that everything is done as you want, you can also check in the style, and you can see the background color where you can edit for each email. You can edit whichever style you want for each of this email. So after making sure that you've added the number of emails you want to add for this sequence, you can also click on this to exclude subscribers from this email sequence. You can say that anybody who is a code lead or anybody who is a code subscriber should not enter into the sequence. This is going to be very, very helpful if you do not want to send to this sequence to a particular set of people. You can say that, you know what, if you are from a particular country, they should not enter into this email sequence. Or if they're from a particular if they are distant from a particular city or within a particular country, you can even use the custom field you have created. You can say that if the lead source is something, or if the lead status is unsubscribed, or you can pick in whatever it is you want for this segment, and you just need to add that particular segment. So let's say we want to add in the tag, and we want to say that if they are not subscribed, if they're subscribed to a particular form, you can use form, you can use sequence, you can use tag, you can even use products. So let's say if they're subscribed to a particular tag, we want to take them off this particular sequence. So let's say we want to check in for contact, or want to check it for lead. I want to say that if anybody is a lead, as the tag called lead, they should not be added into this sequence. So you can click on add filter, and that is going to add the filter for this particular email. So you have to do this for each of these emails you've created over here. You did the same thing for this, you did the same thing for the third email, if you want everything to happen for each of the email. You can also delete this if you want, and by deleting this, it is going to delete this particular email from this place. It's going to ask you if you want to delete, then you click on delete email, and that is going to delete this email from your sequence. You can also decide to preview the email to see how the email is going to look like on email and also in your web. If you are sending this as a web URL, you can also see how this is going to look like by using the web and the email. You can also check in for phone, you can check in for desktop. You can also send a test email to yourself to see how this email is going to look like. It is better for you to send this as a preview to yourself, so that you can have an idea of how this email is going to look in your own inbox, so that you can see if you're making any mistake, and you can adjust it before you send it out to all of your subscribers. Because if you do not check for whatever mistake and you send it out, it has gone to your subscribers, and there is nothing you can do about that. So let's click on cancel here, and when we click on cancel here, when we are done, we can then publish whatever changes we have made. And when you click on publish changes, that is going to publish all of the changes you've made. So you can also edit the name of this sequence, and you can say this is maybe welcome sequence, or whatever it is you want to name this. You can also name this. So let's say this is welcome email sequence. Remember that you can add in whatever name you want, and that has been added. And when you are done, also you can check in for the report of each email. So when you start sending out this email sequence and it starts going out, you can see the open rate for each of the emails inside of this sequence. You can also set up your settings here, where you can be able to send the email as a particular, you can use a particular email to send this email. You can also decide when this email is going to be going out. You can say that for all of this email in this sequence, you do not want them to be sent on weekends. So we only want to send on weekdays, and we only want it to be sent around maybe 10 a.m. or around noon, or whatever it is you want. Then you can select a time zone also that this email sequence will be going out. You can also decide to exclude subscribers if you want. You can exclude those people that are from a particular form, or you can exclude those people that are from a particular sequence. That means they are not going to be receiving this email inside this email sequence. As you can see, this sequence is active, but you can decide to deactivate it if you want. So if you set to inactive, that means this sequence is not going to be going out to subscribers. And when you set that as inactive, this sequence is not going to be triggered, and none of the email in this sequence is going to be sent out to anyone you've added into the sequence. So that is for that. And as you can see, it is saying that it is only allowing subscribers to receive the emails once. We do not want them to receive multiple times. But if you want them to receive multiple times, also you can click on yes. And also you can decide that you can allow subscribers to be added. So it is saying here that should you allow subscribers to stay in the sequence after you've added them in the automation you've created. You can click yes or no for that. The difference between the yes or no is just that if you click on no, you are saying that every of the new mail you'll be adding into the sequence, they are not going to be getting it because they've existed out of this sequence after they are done. But if you keep them in this sequence, any of the new emails you add inside of this sequence will be sent to whoever new person you bring in into the sequence. So when you are done, you just click on update sequence, and that is going to update the sequence for you. So you can go back to your content again to make sure that everything is done, and when you're done, that is how to set up your sequence. So when you go back here, as you can see, this is your sequence here. You can see the number of subscribers that are in this sequence. You can see the open rate, you can see the click rate, you can also see the unsubscribe that have happened for this particular sequence. You can also decide to edit it, and you can decide to set to inactive if you want to deactivate this sequence. Okay, so that is for sequence. Let's see how we can be able to set up rules, automation rules inside of ConvertKit. So to set up rules, you are just going to go into automate, and when you click on automate here, you can see we have these rules here. We are going to be seeing visual automation in a minute, but let us see the rules first. So when you click on the rules, as you can see here, we can set up different rules that is going to run the automation we want to run. So we can say something like, if this happen, this should happen. If someone open our email, add a tag. Or if someone subscribe to our form, add a tag. If someone subscribe to our form, add to a segment. Or if someone click on a link in our email, add a particular tag. So when we click on new rule here, as you can see, we can be able to create new rule, and it is going to take us to this place where we can be able to add the action and the trigger for this particular automation rule. So as you can see, this is all of the trigger, and remember that trigger means that what needs to happen for an action to take place. So what is that thing that must happen, or what is that thing that must go on before an action can take place? So before, the first trigger we have here is that if someone subscribes to a sequence, we can then, do any of this action for that particular person. Or if they subscribe to a form, we can add a trigger. Or if they complete a sequence, we can add in a tag. Or if they click on a particular link in our email, we can set a custom field. Maybe the list status can be upgraded into contacted, or the list status can be upgraded into interested. You think whatever it is you want that is going to fit for your business. You can also say something like, if a tag is added, you want to subscribe to a sequence, or if a tag is removed, you want to remove them from a particular sequence. So let's see how we can set this up. So the first one we have is, if they subscribe to a sequence, we can say that the particular sequence, if they subscribe to this sequence, the action that needs to be done is that a tag needs to be added. So we can say that if they come into welcome email sequence, we want to add a new lead. And when you do that, as you can see, that has added it in. You can also add in another trigger whereby you can be able to say that if they also click on a link, on maybe in your email, or if you add in a particular link, so you can add in the link here. So for instance, we are saying that if they click on maybe the YouTube video I have added inside of my email, let's name the link YouTube. So that means if they click on this link, we also want this action to be done. Okay, so we've added the URL for the YouTube video. So we're saying that if they click on this link, we also want to add a tag. Or we can even say that when they click on this link, we want to remove a tag, or we want to set a custom field. And we can decide to pick the particular custom field we want to set. We can say we want to set the life cycle stage as a particular thing. Maybe we can use lead, or we can use subscribers, or we can use whatever it is you want. Remember that you can add multiple actions and multiple trigger. So now here is where most people get confused, because you are wondering, we have multiple trigger and we also have multiple option. How is this going to work? Okay, so ConvertKit just allows us to be able to add multiple trigger, so that if any of this trigger or any of this condition under trigger is fulfilled, all of these actions is going to be done. Let me come again. So that means if any of these, whether they subscribe to a sequence or whether they click on a link, if any of this is done, all of these actions is going to be done. So it has a mindset of one trigger to all actions. So it does not wait for all of this to be done for it to set this action off. It waits for any of this to be done. Even if you set up to 5 trigger, it is a trigger. That means if any of this trigger is done, all of these actions can be done. So if you want whereby you want all of this to be done, you have to use the visual automation, which we are going to be seeing in a minute. Okay, so we can also add in another trigger, and we can say maybe if they subscribe to a form, and we can pick the particular form we want to use. Let's say if they subscribe to contact us, we will also want to add in, oh my god, so if they subscribe to a form, we also want to add a tag. Maybe we want to add a tag called new lead. So when you are done with adding all of this, you can then click on save. So remember that this action, any of this action that is done is going to trigger, sorry, any of this trigger that is fulfilled is going to trigger all of these actions. So that means if anybody subscribes to this email sequence, all of these things will be done for that particular subscriber. And if they click on the link, on this particular link, all of these actions will be done. Or if they subscribe to this form, all of these actions will be done. So you want to make sure that whatever you are setting up is correct, and whatever you are setting up is the right trigger and the right action for that particular trigger. So when you are done, you just click on save, and when you click on save, that is going to save this particular rule, and you can be able to see the rule also after you've saved it. So now when you click on save, this is going to save your rule, and you can then click on delete to delete. You can also click on activate to activate the what's it called, the automation rule. So when you activate this rule, it's going to ask you to set up your payment detail, but we do not want to do that, so I'm just going to go back, and I'm going to go back to all rules here. So in this all rules, you can also set up a new rule by creating a new rule, and you can start all over the process we just did. So remember that the rules are just the if this happen, then this should happen. So the if and then condition. Quick note before we move forward, one thing we see very often is that many people already have ConvertKit set up, but their tags are not structured properly, or their sequences are disconnected, or even their automation is not working the way they should. In cases like this, instead of starting from scratch, what usually helps most is proper email marketing audits, and that allows us to be able to review what is already inside of your ConvertKit account and show you what needs adjustment, so your system performs better. If this sounds like something that you are going to benefit from, you can find the audit option in the description below, and you can book your own audit where we are going to see what is working currently in your ConvertKit account and how we can be able to make it better for your own sales process. And also, do not forget to subscribe to this channel, and also like this video, and also share to everyone who you think is going to need this video. If you've not subscribed, make sure you do that right now. So let's continue to the next part of this tutorial. Now let's see how we can set up visual automation inside of ConvertKit. Okay, so now that we've seen how to create rules inside of ConvertKit, inside of Kit, I keep calling it ConvertKit actually, and that's because that's the former name, but it is now Kit. So if you want to create automation in Kit, let's see how to do that. Now there is a difference between rules and automation. So the thing is, rules are just allowing you to be able to set one action, one trigger, then an action is done. So, but automation can be like a series of action that you want to get done. You can add in delays, you can add in different things that you can be able to add as the action. So it is like a workflow or a path that your subscribers are going to follow. You just need to create that workflow or path, and they are going to follow it. So for example, you can say that if someone comes in as a contact or a subscriber to one of your forms, maybe you want them to get tagged, then you can say that they should wait for 3 days, then you send welcome sequence, then after 3 days again, you can say that they should get tagged again, or they should be added to another sequence. So this cannot be done with rules, but you can be able to do them with automation inside of Kit. So let's see how you can build out this automation. So just remember that rules are just for reaction, they are for instant trigger, like something that you need to be done immediately, while automation is like a workflow path that a subscriber is going to follow through up until the end. So let's see how to create automation. To create automation inside of ConvertKit, you are going to come into the automation tab here, and you're going to click here, and you're going to see all of the drop down. Then you can be able to pick the visual automation. Now, when you select this visual automation, it's going to take you to this place where you can be able to create new automation, and you can also see the various templates that they currently have inside of Kit. And when you check in all of this templates that they have the one for Shopify, they have the one to welcome new creators, network subscribers. They have the one for lead magnets from your form, lead magnets from your landing pages. They have various templates. They actually have a lot that you can pick from, and you can pick any of this templates. But for the purpose of this tutorial, let's start from scratch to just see how we can be able to build it ourselves. So to build an automation, you're going to click on start from scratch, and when you click on start from scratch, it's going to take you here where you can also browse templates like we just did, and you can also start building from scratch. So if you click on start building, it is going to take you to this place where you can be able to add the particular trigger for your automation. So this is an entry point for each of this automation. We are saying what is going to happen for this automation to occur to a particular subscriber. So if someone fills out your form, or if a tag is added, or it can be that maybe a custom field, someone came into your ConvertKit account and they are from Instagram or they are from Facebook, you can use the lead source, you can use the lead status, you can even say if they purchase a product that we've created already inside of your ConvertKit account. Inside of your ConvertKit account, you want a particular thing to be done. So this is where this entry point comes in. It is also known as trigger, the way we saw trigger inside of rules. So you can pick any of these, and you can also decide that, you know what, I want to use these rules with the apps. So you can install your Shopify store and you can automate using your Shopify triggers and everything. So if someone buys from your Shopify store, you want to be able to trigger an automation, or if someone books a Calendly call, or if they fill out your form on Typeform, or if they buy your course on Thinkific, or if someone submits a form on your Wix website, you can use all of these and you can just set this as the automation trigger. But if you want to use any of this app, you have to first install it, then connect it before you can be able to use them as triggers. So let's go back, and when you click on start building again, and you can say that if, for instance, if they submit a form, so you can say that if the form is maybe a contact us form, so we have this form on our website, and if anybody fill out this form, we want them to be able to go through this automation we're about to do. We can also say, okay, so after you've added in the contact us as the entry point for this trigger or for this automation, you can also add the plus button and also add in multiple trigger. So it can be that if someone is coming in from contact us form, or if a tag is added, and you can say maybe the tag is contact, or the tag is lead, or the tag is YouTube contact, then this automation is also going to be triggered for them. As you can see, it has created two triggers for this automation. You can add multiple triggers that you want to use for this automation, but you just need to be careful, because it is going to be that if anybody is coming in from this form, they are going to be getting into this trigger, and if they are coming from this tag also, they are going to be following through the same process. So you have to be careful of the trigger you are using for the particular automation you are building. You do not want to build an automation for YouTube contact and you are adding maybe contact us form that was from Instagram or from LinkedIn. You just want to be sure that you are particular about the kind of trigger you're using for the kind of automation you are building. So you can also use the custom field, where you can be able to say that all of the custom fields you've created, maybe you've created a custom field for the different product that you are selling, and you are saying that if someone picks a particular product that you are selling, you want to create an automation for them. You can also do that. So to do that, you are just going to click here where you can see all of the custom fields you've created. For instance, I created my lead source detail, and I can say that if it changes, or if it changes to a particular thing. So I can say that if my lead source changes to Instagram, or if it changes to LinkedIn, or whatever it is you want to add. We can also use for lead status, and we can say that if our lead status is moving from lead to customer, we want to do a particular thing also. So you can twist this however you want. Just think of the different scenarios, the different triggers that happen in your business, and just bring that trigger inside of ConvertKit. So you can use that different scenario. So to add here, you just click on this button here, and after this trigger, what do you want? What are the things that you want this automation to do? So we have events here where you can be able to see where they need to jump to, maybe a particular event happen. You can see that if any of these triggers happen and a tag is added, or if any of this trigger happened and a tag is removed, they can then create an action. Or you can even say that if they come in from the form, contact us, and they buy one of our products, they want to do this or want to do that. You know, we also have the next one where we have the action, where you can be able to say that, you know what, I want to send an email sequence after they came in from the form, or I want to add another tag, or I want to remove, or even I want to delay for like 5 days and I want to send an email after the delay. Or you can even set the custom field, and you can say that if they are coming from this contact us form, we want to be able to add the custom field, which is the lead source. Maybe you want to add it as YouTube, or you want to add it as LinkedIn, whatever it is you want, you can actually set it up for your business. You can also set up the condition whereby you can be able to say that you want to split based on the tags, or you want to split based on custom field. So we can say that we want to create an automation, and if they're coming in from contact us, and if the lead source is Instagram, we want to have another workflow for that. It's going to be a split where you can be able to create different automations for different sets of people under that custom fields. You can also use the advanced filter, where you can be able to filter particular set of people that you want this automation to go to. You can say that you want to filter maybe based on all subscribers, or you want to filter based on custom fields, or you want to filter based on their particular country or location. You can actually do that also. You can also use email opens, whereby you can be able to say that, you know what, if anybody comes in and they open any of our emails, we want to also do a particular action for them. So let's see each of these, and let's see how it is going to work inside of ConvertKit. So we are going to start with the event first, or let's just start with an action. And we can say that after anybody fills out this form, or if anybody comes in as a tag, YouTube contact, this automation is going to be triggered. And when it is triggered, we want to, maybe let's say we want to delay for some particular days. So let's say we want to delay for just 3 days, and we can just type in 3, and you can also click on action again and click on delay, and you can say that you want to delay until a particular date. And we can say that, you know what, I have an event that is coming up on the 30th of this month, but I do not want to send the emails until the 29th of this month. So you can delay until 29th of this month and say that email should be sent out. That is the meaning of delay until custom field date. So you can set the date for the event as a custom field. So for instance, you can even use their birthdays. You can say that you should delay until their birthdays before this particular email is triggered. You can use the different date scenarios you have in your organization. You just need to know what you are creating and tailor it to that. Okay, so that is for action. So let's just use the normal delay that we have, which is delay for a particular number of days. We can say that we want to just delay for 3 days. So that means that if anybody is coming in here and after 3 days an action is going to be done, we can add in an action by clicking on this plus sign, or we can even add in an event and say that, you know what, we want to check, you should jump to this place if a tag is added, or if a tag is removed, or if a product is purchased. We can also use the condition, where you can say that, you know what, we are using the condition and we are going to split subscribers based on tag. So let's say they came in from our contact us page, and we want to split based on the particular location they are coming from. So we can pick the custom field, which is lead source, and we can say that if the lead source has any of this, you can say if it is blank, or if it contains, or if it matches a value. You can say if it is less than or equals to, if it is a number field. You can also say if it is greater than or equals to, if it is also a numbers field. So you just have to know what exactly you want. So let's say you want to use as a value. No, not as a value. Let's say we want to use matches, or we can use contain, and we can say that, you know what, if the lead source matches Instagram, this particular automation should go to them. So let's just use this as Instagram, and you click on add condition. That is going to add the condition for you, and it can be a yes or a no answer. So you can also edit this step, and you can change it to whatever it is you want. So if they are coming from Instagram, you want to select a particular automation for them, and if they are coming from other places, you can also set that automation for them. So you can also say that if it contains a particular thing, maybe it contains YouTube, or it contains LinkedIn, just use whatever it is that works for your business. So when you update this condition here, it is going to split this, and this yes or no means that if it is a yes, that means they are from Instagram, and we want to set up a particular split automation for them. And if they are no, we want to set up another split automation for them. So we can say that, if they're coming from Instagram, we want to send them Instagram tips, or if they're coming from any other place, we want to send them other tips apart from Instagram. So you just need to understand which how this is going to work for your business, and you can set it up however you want. So let's go back here, and we can also edit this step, and we can also change this. Instead of using lead source, we can say if they are from a particular country. You can say if the country contains Nigeria, or if the country contains Germany or India. You can update that however you want. Okay, so you can update that however you want, and you can also decide to edit this and just delete this particular condition if you do not want it. When you click on delete, it is going to delete that particular step, and you can be able to add in any other step that you want. So after 3 days, we can add in the conditions. We can also say that we want to do it based on email opens. We can say that if they've opened our emails maybe in the past 30 days, or if they've opened our emails in the past 90 days, you can be able to set this up however you want. So you can say, let's say we want to do this for in the past 30 days. If they've opened any of our emails in the past 30 days, and we add in this condition is going to be a yes or a no condition. If it is no, so for instance, if you want to remove the code list from your email list, you can say that all the people that have not opened our emails in the past 30 days, add them to this particular tag. And everybody that has opened our email in the last 30 days, also add them to another tag. So this is where the condition comes in. So let's edit this and let's delete it also. So we can also go to the action where we can also add in maybe an email sequence that you've done already. So if you click on email sequence, it is going to add in all of the email sequence that you've created for your business. And when you click on any of this email sequence here, you can click on add action, and that is going to add the action for your email sequence. And as you can see, this contact us here is already adding it for this action here. Okay, so you can also add an action, and you can see that you want to add them to an email sequence. So if anybody is coming in from contact us or from YouTube contact, we want to wait for 3 days, and after 3 days we want to send them a sequence. And you can be able to pick the particular email sequence you want to use, and you click on add action, and that is going to add the action for this particular sequence. And after adding the sequence, you can say maybe you want to remove a tag, or you want to set a custom field. And if you click on setting a custom field, you can be able to pick the particular custom field you want to set. So you can say that even after the email sequence is sent, maybe you want to change the list status to be contacted, or you want to change the list status to interested, change it to whatever it is you want. So we are just going to add in contacted here. And we're saying that if we send out this email sequence to these people, the list status is going to be updated automatically without you having to update it. You just click on add action, and that is going to update this particular lead status to contacted when people comes and when people are sent the automation. You can also decide to add in various actions. You can add in events. You can even say that you want to wait until maybe a tag is added, and the event is going to be that when a subscriber is added with a particular tag, then they can move on. So that's just the meaning of the event when a tag is added. So you can say that when you click on contact and you click on add event, that is going to add that. And as you can see, if the contact is added, if the tag is added, which is contact, then they can be able to move on to other steps in the automation. So that means you can even say that if they are not added in as contacts, if the contact is not added, or you can even, okay, you can say that if the tag is not added, then that means they cannot move on to the next stage. So you can also do that for tag removed. You can do that for purchase products. So for instance, if you send them this email sequence that is promoting a product, you can say that until that product is bought, that is when the other steps of the automation can be done. So yeah, you can set this up for however you want. Just think of the various things that work for your business, and when you are done with adding all of the things you want to add, you click on active here. But before you click on active, you can also share, you can duplicate, you can delete it if you do not want, and you can also change the name of your automation here. The name of your automation here is not going to be seen by your subscribers, it's only going to be seen by you. So you can change this. It's just to label the automation for you to know what exactly you are creating. So let's just label this YouTube automation. So we are naming this YouTube automation, and when you are done, you can then activate this. And when you activate this, it is telling us that it is going to advance or is going to activate for everyone that is fulfilling the trigger in those criteria. So you are saying that it's saying that everyone that is ready to progress into this automation is going to be added, and new subscribers are going to be added also. And when you click on activate, that is going to activate your first automation. And as you can see, your automation is currently live, it is activated. You can also decide to pause it if you want. So if you have an event, or if you have a seminar or a webinar and that webinar is done, you can also decide to pause this automation if you do not want to if you do not want it to keep sending out emails. So you can also decide to go back here, and you can do the same thing by creating a new automation. You can view all of your active automation here, and you can view all of the inactive automation that you have. You can also see the paused automations that you have. So that is how to set up an automation inside of ConvertKit. As you can see, it is pretty simple and straightforward. You just need to understand the particular criteria you want to use for your automation, and you can set it up yourself. So now that we've seen how to create automation, let us move on and see how we can be able to create a creator profile inside of ConvertKit or inside of Kit. So you might be wondering, what exactly is a creator profile? So if you're using Kit for email marketing, this is actually one of the best thing you can do if you're a creator, or if you are maybe you're selling courses, or you have programs or coaching programs or anything like that. You can be able to set up this creator program whereby you can set up, it is basically you just putting in your public identity in Keep. It can be used as a landing page where it is going to show the various posts you've posted. It's going to show everything about you. It is like an introduction page to allow people to be able to know more about you, and you can share this however you want, maybe through whatever social media platform you want to use. So you can add in your name, you can add in your description, your photo, your bio. You can even add in a description of what you do, and you can also help subscribers to be able to sign up to your newsletters. So you can use this as a mini website where you can be able to use to introduce yourself. So for instance, it has added in my name here, and if I want to add in an image, I can just click on that, and I can be able to bring in an image from my computer. So let me look for an image I can use here. So I'm just going to add in that image, and I'm going to click on open, and that is going to open my image inside of ConvertKit. Okay, so I selected another image and I brought that inside of ConvertKit. You can also add in your name, you can add in description about who you are, and as you can see, you have this place here where people can be able to sign up for your newsletter inside of your creator profile. Okay, so you can add in, your name is already added in. You can also add in your name, or this is an optional field where you can be able to maybe add in a tagline for maybe what you do or who you are. So let's just add in something like Emma Glory, CRM and email marketing specialist. Then we can also add in a description where we can be able to add in the particular thing we are doing, and we have grace of 100 to 200 characters. So you don't want it to be more than that. Also, you can also see the post here where you can be able to create different posts that people are going to be saying. So this post is like a the way you create the broadcast. If you don't know how to create broadcast inside of Kit, you can go back to the section where we created the broadcast, and you can see how to do that. But this is how it's going to look like in your creator page. You can also navigate to this menu here, to this side, where you can be able to see the different things you can do. You can add in designs and templates by browsing in the particular designs and templates you want to use for your creator profile. You can check in the multiple templates here to see how the creator profile is going to look like. You can pick any of these templates, and you can customize each of these templates to work for you. Let's say you want to use something like this, you just click on use templates, or you can first preview it to see how it's going to look like for us before you can start building. So let's say we want to use something like I don't want something much, so let's say we want to use something like this. We can preview it first, and when you preview it, you can see how this creator profile is going to look like. And when you see how it looks like and you like it, you can then go back and you can then choose the templates by clicking on choose templates. And when you click on choose templates, that is going to use that particular template for you. And as you can see, it has updated my name, it has updated my tagline, it has also updated my description and all of this. So this is where the post is going to be showing up. And also, if I come over here under my by this right hand side and I click on the navigation menu, I can decide to add in products. I can also decide to add in recommendation I've gotten from other creators, maybe in my niche, and I can be able to add in other external link. Let's say I want to add a link to my official website, or I want to add in a link where people can be able to book a call with me. I can just add in something like maybe consultation, and I can add in the URL for that consultation. And when you add that, as you can see, it is saying if you want to add it as a external link, just a simple external link, or you can pick any of this. So for instance, you can add in your TikTok link, and you can be able to just add in that particular link for TikTok. But since it's not TikTok link we are adding, we're just going to use the default external URL link. So let's just click on save, and when we click on save, that is going to be added into our navigation menu. And when people click on navigation here, they can be able to see the different pages, the different posts and everything that we have. So if you go back after navigation, we can also set up a sign up form where people can be able to sign up on our creator profile. So we can also decide that when they sign up, yeah, so the sign up is here already, and for the sign up you can also decide to send in a confirmation email. So remember that the confirmation email is just making sure that you send out this confirmation email after someone has already put in their email inside of your form here. If they click on subscribe, this confirmation is going to be sent to them. And one thing to note is that if they do not confirm their email, they are not going to get on your list. So it is until they confirm their email on their end, that is when they are going to get into your list. If you do not want it to go through that process, you can just turn this off by clicking on this, and this is going to turn off the confirmation email. But if you want very valuable contacts inside your circle, you want people that really want to hear from you, you don't just want people that are bots or anything to start spamming your newsletter link, you can just click on this, and that is going to help you filter all of the people you do not need on your list. At least people that are coming in through the confirmation email, you have the idea that they actually need what you are putting out there. So you can also decide that after they fill out after they submitted, after confirming, or after they've checked in their email in the confirmation email and they clicked on confirm, you can decide that you want them to go to your website, or you want them to go to download a file. So let's just take this off for the purpose of this tutorial, and let us go back here. You can also see your newsletter post, where you can be able to add in different newsletter posts for your ConvertKit profile. I keep saying ConvertKit. It is not ConvertKit now, it is Kit. I'm sorry, I'm so used to calling it ConvertKit. So you can decide to write a new post, and when you click on write a new post here, it is going to take you to the page where you can be able to create a new post from scratch. So the post is just like the way we create the broadcast. You can remember how we created broadcast, right? You can select from the templates that you currently have for your post. We have this template here that we used when we're creating a broadcast. So we just click on replace my content, and we can use this broadcast as a post. And if you want to use it as a post, you can just click on continue, and that is going to take all of this into the what's it called, the post page for the creator profile. So if you click on this, you can change the subject line for this particular post, and you can just click on continue. Let's continue to share, and when you continue to share, it is going to ask you to publish to a web or to publish to an email. But since we want to use this, so it's going to ask you if you want to publish to your web, or if you want to publish to the web, or if you want to send it as an email. Broadcast can be sent as an email normally, but you can be able to publish the broadcast to web alone. That means you can say that you only want to display this to the paying subscribers. If people are already buying your products, or they've subscribed to you, you can decide that you only want to show this to only people that are paying subscribers. And you can also decide to set this as featured creator profile. Inside your creator profile, it is going to be a featured post, and when you click on continue, you can just publish the post if you want. So when you publish this post, it is going to show up in your creator profile. And when you go back again to your creator profile, you go back to let's go back to creator profile here. And as you can see, this is now a featured post inside of our creator profile. You can do the same thing by creating more posts, and people will be able to see the particular date it was created. You can click on view more posts, and it's going to, this is the part where they view more posts, and they can be able to see all of the other posts that you've set as featured in creator profile. So if you do not set it up to make sure that it can be featured in creator profile, if you are only sending it as email, it is not going to show up in here. So you want to make sure that you toggle that on if you want it to show up inside of your creator profile. You can also decide to add in products that you currently have. So as you know, we created a product whereby we had the CRM audit. We can edit the product if you want. You can turn this on. Well, our product is not turned on because of our Stripe payments. We do not have access to Stripe, so we cannot turn on our product. But if you set up your product already, you can be able to turn this on, and this is also going to show up in your creator profile, so people can be able to buy your product even from your creator profile. So that is how it is done. And if you go back here, so let's go back here, and we can see the recommendations there. You can see all of the creators that have recommended you. Yeah, you can see all of that here. You just toggle this on, and for us to toggle this on, we need to, yeah, so for us to toggle this on, we do not have access to this yet, so let's just go back. So we can also decide that we can add in various links. So we can say that we want to add in we already added the one for consultation, right? We can also decide to add in another external link if you want, and you just add in the particular link you want to add. You can add link to consultation, you can add link to your shop, your external shop outside of ConvertKit. You can add in links to your website, various things that you can actually add your link to. You can even add link to your social media spaces. You can add link to your Etsy shop. You can add link to Instagram. You can add into your Reddit account. Whatever it is you want, you can do that. Okay, we can also see here where we can be able to create new custom pages. So for instance, we have this page here. We can also decide to create an about us page. So I'm just going to click on about here. And when you click on add, that is going to add that page in here. And you can also decide to add you can also decide to edit the particular page for the about. As you can see, you can add in multiple content for the about us page. So let's see if we can just add in a simple. So as you can see, we are in the about us page, and we can also decide to add in multiple content inside of this about us page. We can decide to use the heading, we can decide to use all of these, we can also decide to use paragraph and everything. So let's say we want to add in a heading first, and after that we want to add in a paragraph, and maybe after that we want to add in a button. Okay, so let's say we want to change this heading and we want to write in Emma Glory for the about us page. Remember that this is for the about us page and is an entire page that is different from the main page. So we can also add in the description here. We can type in whatever we want, and we can say for this button we want to say view my services. So we can see this is our button, view my services. You can also change this color for this button if you want. You can add in various things. Remember that this is not the only thing you can add inside of this. You can add in link groups, you can add in layouts, different layouts that are currently inside of ConvertKit. You can add it to your about us page. If you see any layout here that you can pick and you can just add in for your own landing your own about us page, you can also do that. To add in a new page, you can just go back to the page, and you can go back here also. And if you go to custom pages, you can see the about us page. You can click on the edit icon to edit it, to edit the title, the URL slug. You can change this to maybe about us or about Emma Glory, whatever it is you want. You can change the title and the description for SEO purpose. You can also decide to add in another page if you want. Let's say we've added in let's say you've added in about us. We can also add in something like contact us, and contact us will be the page where people can be able to see all of our contact information. You can also see that it created a blank page for us, and we can start from scratch with this creator page. So we can also add in various things like paragraph. You can add in various contents. So let's add in the heading first, and we can also decide that after the heading, let's say this is contact us. Yeah, you can also say that you want to add in maybe a layout, or another layout for contact us. Let me just pick one simple layout I can use. Yeah, we can even add a video. So to add a video, you can just pick in the particular video URL you want to add, and this is going to be added inside of your contact us page. You can add in images. You just need to know what exactly you want to use for this contact us page. So that is done. We can also decide to add in a layout. So before we are done, let's just add in this layout first. So let's say we want to add in something like this, whereby we can be able to use this layout for our contact us page. You can write in your email, you can write in your contact page, and everything that you need to add. And as you can see, this first page is remaining constant because you want people to see your name and see your image and also be able to subscribe. But when they move through the different links, it is going to change to whatever it is. Okay, so that is for this page. We can also decide to go to the about us page and edit it to whatever we want. We can also see our posts, to see the post that we've done, see the link, and make sure that all of the links you've added are what you want. So for instance, we can add, let's say we want to add in a URL, and we want this URL to be labeled as websites, or we can name it CRM Instructor's website. We can save that. You can say it is an external link, or if it's leading to any of this, you can just click on save. We can add in another link here, and we can say the URL should be our YouTube channel. You can add this as YouTube. You can also add the description for this. You can also add in the icon, and as you can see, it changed this to YouTube itself. You can then click on save. You can do this for multiple links that you want people to be able to have access to. And if you have products also, you will be able to see all of the products that you've created inside of ConvertKit here. You can also decide to arrange it however you want if you have multiple products. You can see the consultation here. This was the link I created where people can be able to book consultation, and it is going to lead to my website when they click on that. So I think that's pretty much everything about creating a creator profile inside of ConvertKit or inside of Kit. And you can see how it is going to look like inside of your desktop, which is this. You can also see how it is going to look like when you click on the phone, to see how it is going to look like when people view your creator profile through the phone. So when you are done with everything, you can also click on publish, and this is going to publish your page for you, and you can be able to share this link with everyone you want to share your creator profile with. So when you click on open here, you can be able to see how your creator profile is going to look like on the web, so that when people come into your creator profile, they can put in their email, and when they put in their email, it is going to go directly inside of ConvertKit. As you can see, these are the posts that we currently have, and they can also sign up to this so you can also see where they can sign up to your email list. You can see the links here, and the links here are the link we've created. This one is for YouTube, this one is for our website. We can also see the product, but since we currently do not have products inside of ConvertKit, we cannot see any product here. You can also see the recommendations that you've received as a creator. You can see the consultation. As you can see, when I clicked on it, it went to CRM Instructor's website, and that is because I have already added it in as CRM Instructor website from ConvertKit. So we have the about us page, and when they click on that, they will be able to see the about us, and when we click on contact us also, they'll be able to see everything about the contact us page. So you can also go back to your creator profile inside of you can also go back to your creator profile, and when you click on creator profile here, let me publish again. Yeah, so you can go back to your creator profile, and you can edit whatever it is you want, and just make sure that everything you are going to be adding is whatever it is you want to show up in your creator profile. So when you're done with creator profile, as you know, we've done broadcast, we've done email templates, snippets, sequences, I think the ones we've not touched in is the tip. You can set up tip where people can be able to send tips to you. So if you have maybe like a product you're selling and you want people to be able to tip you, or you just want people to be able to donate to you, or if you have charity, or if you have an NGO that you want people to donate to any dollar amount, you can use the tip feature. You can also see the payouts to see all of the money you've received from your product or from your tip. And you can also see the app recommendation where you can be able to see documentation that kids have, and you can also see their in-depth courses to help creators make a living by using ConvertKit. Okay, you can also see in the ultimate place where you can be able to see the different apps that you can connect to with ConvertKit. They have a lot of apps that you can actually connect to, and it is amazing because most times ConvertKit is not the only thing you use. Maybe you are selling a course, or maybe you are using Calendly for your calls, and you want to be able to integrate all of these external apps into ConvertKit. As you can see, you can install all of this. And if you do not have any of, if you whatever app you are using is not currently on this list, you can also use Zapier to do that third-party integration, whereby you can be able to integrate from whatever app you are using into ConvertKit. So now we've come to the end of this course. Please do not forget to subscribe to this channel, because I promise we are going to be posting amazing content like this, and we do not want you to miss out also. So subscribe, like, and share with everyone that you think is going to need this tutorial. And also do not forget to subscribe. We have a goal of getting to 1,000 subscribers by the middle of this year. You can help us make that happen. So do not forget to subscribe, and we will continue to give you value and much more value. So thank you so much for sticking to the end. Thank you so much, and bye. Now that we've come to the end of this ConvertKit masterclass, let's take a moment to look at what you've learned today. So you now understand how ConvertKit works from the foundational level and all the way to the automation. You've seen how to organize subscribers using tags and segments. You've seen how to create forms and landing pages, and you've seen how to send broadcasts to your subscribers. You've also seen how to set up sequence and how to set up automations. This means you're now a pro in ConvertKit, and you're not just sending out campaigns only inside ConvertKit. You now know how to build a structured email marketing system, and this is where the value of this masterclass comes in. Now, for some of you, this training might be enough to confidently set your ConvertKit account everything on your own, but for some others, you still need guidance specific to your own business structure, your audience, and your automation strategy. If this is the case for you, there are two ways where we can be able to support you. The first one is where we have paid consultation plan, where we are going to review your setup together, and we're going to give you a clear action plan of what you're trying to build inside of your ConvertKit account. The second option is where we have our email marketing audit, where we are going to go deeper into your accounts, and we are going to identify what is working and what is currently not working, and what also need improvement inside of your account. We're also going to make sure that your sequence and your automation are structured properly so that it can perform better. So both of these options are actually available in the link in the description below. If this tutorial has helped you understand ConvertKit better, make sure to like this video and subscribe to this channel also, and let me know in the comments below what platform you would like us to cover next. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.